And we're live now. Phew! Phew, we're live, everyone. Hi. So, hi everyone. I'm Christian with Cryptic Hybrid. It's let's say it's still Saturday, September 3rd, 2016, and we're doing a little interview right now. Actually, a big interview. Quite some time in the making, but that's good. It's just good things come to those who wait. Actually, I don't believe in that. It's you just have to take it. Go and take it. Oh, sorry, that was so sexual. Take it. No. Sorry. Let's erase that. Let's erase that and let's just focus on the interview at hand. I'm talking to Josiah from Clockwork Giant Games. Hello.
Hello! You're gonna get
Hey.
demonetized if you keep doing this.
Yeah, that is true. I curse a lot and I'm political and stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. So, but you know what? We're here. We won't talk about anything that's not advertiser friendly in this interview. We're going to talk about a video game, an upcoming video game that's right now on Kickstarters. You can check out the link in the description below if you want to go to its Kickstarter page. The game is called Vulpine. So, okay, what's Vulpine?
Well, Vulpine is an action survival game where you play as ridiculously well-armed animals. For instance, a fox with a sword. It's a multiplayer game where you explore a world and fight monsters.
Okay, that's a really extensive description. Okay, why animals? I mean, aren't humans good enough? Like, what's the deal here? Why animals? Is this like
Well,
are you like planning, like a Planet of the Apes type of thing? You're getting good with the animals when they come and take arms and start hacking us.
yeah. Vulpine's a post-apocalyptic game, right? Uh,
Yeah.
well, the animals, it came around just because at one point we went, man, survival games are a little bit too realistic. What if you just played as animals? What about that? And that's how this got started.
You know what? I actually tend to agree with that. It is like it when you look at survival games, they're all kind of not the same, but it's like, oh, another survival game. It is like that. And when you see something like Volpine, when you actually see the fox with a sword, and you say, what the heck is going on here? So I think that's pretty refreshing. So let's say, okay, so we have animals. Let's just jump into let's take the story, whatever. Let's start wherever. What animals will you be able to control in Volpine? Like, what's the menagerie, let's say?
So right now, I believe we have 6 or 7 animals. I lose track all the time because I'm the worst artist on the team. Let's see here. Let me
So
double
there
check.
are. I mean, everybody's seen the fox, right? Actually, can you tell me why is the fox like the I don't know, the flagship of the flagship animal of why Volpine? What does it
So
look like foxes, really?
this answer comes from 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, actually. Oh man, it's been so long. I'm getting old. Um, 3 years ago, we did our first game jam, which was 7-day FPS, where you had to make an FPS in 7 days. And we were just like, we were on a Tokyo Jungle kick at the time. We really liked that game. So we're like, what if we made a first person Tokyo Jungle with a fox? And that's essentially what we made. And we called that game Vulpine 101. And then we wanted to expand upon that. So we just called this game Vulpine. It's not that necessarily that the fox is the star, but he's the flagship for sure.
So all promotional material, all T-shirts, everything will be fox first, and everything else later.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you have the fox. Okay, tell me a few other creatures that you can, a few other animals. Should we call them creatures? Is that like demeaning to them if you call them creatures? You can call them creatures, right?
We can call them creatures. That's fine with me. Uh, well, you have the fox, of course. Then you have the fennec fox, which is a different kind of fox, but technically a different animal.
It's the
Uh,
cutest.
it is the cutest. Everyone gets comments on us. Oh man, it's so cute all the time. We have the bear, which is really big compared to the other animals right now. Wolf, rhino, and rabbit.
Okay,
and
so yeah, sorry, go ahead.
we'll likely see more before the end of the Kickstarter.
Okay, so that's quite a, let's say, diverse list. I know you kind of set the animals in a different class, so small, medium, and large, right? So how many? So the bear would be large, right?
Yeah,
Um, the fox will be medium, and the rabbit will be small, like kind of like that.
yeah.
How many animals in each class will Vulpine have?
We're gonna try to get a 1 to 1 to 1 ratio with all the animals. Hopefully by the initial release. So we're looking at probably 3 per size level.
Hmm. And then future DLC that costs 19.99 with one animal per each. No?
Yeah, let's just push out some DLC while we're still in early access. How about that?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Arc fans, please cover your ears.
Oh,
This is not
I'll
an
cover
attack.
my ears then.
You're playing too? You know what? I really didn't give a shit about it. Sorry, I didn't care about it when I saw. No, but you know what's weird? Sorry, sorry to derail this, but
No,
I
that's fine.
got an 8.2 gigabytes update when Scorched Earth was released, and I thought, oh, cool, an update that was free, and it's like huge, and a new world, new creatures, new stuff. And then I saw, oh, it's cost. So the 8.2 gigabytes update is nothing to me because I haven't paid for the DLC, so I got nothing. But I had to wait for 8.2 gigabytes to download. How does that
It's
make sense?
it's already like a 20 gig game, so like come on,
Yeah,
guys. Ugh,
yeah, true. Okay, so no
I love
no
a game.
DLC while Vulpine is in the making.
No, I can confirm that. Isaac's not here to say whether or not I can say that. We're not gonna have DLC while in early access.
Okay, that's really good. So, well, I guess we'll talk about early access a bit later. Um, let's talk a bit more about the creatures and their differences, right? So it's not only their size. What stats will differ between different classes of creatures?
It's mostly the speed is a big factor. Large animals run a lot slower than small animals do, so it's a lot easier to maneuver with a smaller animal than it is a large animal. Medium animals are basically the jack of all trades of the types of animals. They're well balanced, but they have no like huge strengths or weaknesses. Uh, During combat, it'll come into play a lot. Larger monsters will do monsters, animals. Larger
Hmm.
animals will do more damage per attack, but they have a much longer animation compared to, say, a rabbit. Um,
So
Whereas the
slower
smaller
attacks.
yeah,
Hmm.
smaller animals will have a shorter animation, but they'll do a lot less damage than a large monster. I keep saying monster, man. Than an
It's animal
animal.
monster. Well,
You
you know
called
what?
them
It's a
creatures
little.
once, and now it's in my head that they're monsters. I don't know.
Well, I call them creatures. They're not monsters because I respect their individuality and I respect their gender definition. Like I'm really not.
And we,
I'm not one to judge.
we purposefully don't list any genders. We don't use any gender identifiers.
That's safe, I guess. You'll go.
Yeah,
You
it
know you're
is.
going to get flack for that too, right?
Oh no.
Like no matter what you do, you're going to get people to comment that why are you doing this? What are you doing that? Like why don't you have female foxes? Like, it can be anything you want. It doesn't have a penis on it. Can you see a
When, when,
penis on
when
them? I don't know.
when you make your animal, you can choose male or female. It does nothing, but that's what it does.
Oh, right, but you can choose, right? No,
Yeah.
like literally you can choose. Oh, you can see. Okay, so that choice alone, I think that's important. Although it brings nothing, it's important
It,
because people bitch about that.
yeah. I see no reason not to have that in there.
Tell me, well,
So, what were we talking about?
we were talking about the characters and the difference between them. So the speed is one thing. The speed of attack, health, right? Will they have a different health pool?
That's one of the things that we haven't quite nailed down yet, because it'll require us to do a lot of balance testing to
Mhm.
get it correct. So we're not sure if they'll have different health levels or not yet. Uh, we'll say likely, but
Mhm.
otherwise I can't really speak too much about it.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So at least the speed. So the speed, but and it will be a big thing because that will determine basically how much damage you do, right? And how fast you do damage, right? Basically, how many attacks you can get for per second or per minute.
Yeah.
So
It,
that alone is
it's
a mm,
it's like the difference between swinging a great sword in Dark Souls versus a
mhm.
dagger.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And of course, different animals will do better with specific weapons, right? So, like a rabbit would do better with a small weapon, like a dagger, than it would do with a huge mace or hammer.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, technically, the rabbit should not be able to pick up a hammer, but
So
that's
the
just me
weapons
nitpicking.
scale. They scale with the animals. So
Oh,
like
okay,
a
okay.
rabbit will have a smaller hammer than a bear will. It's all in the hitboxes. We're trying to get them
Mm-hmm.
to have decent range, but not unbalance it.
Mm-hmm. So, well, we'll talk about more about the weapons. Just a quick note. Someone, Ye Oldie Mama said on chat, I want to know more about building options in the game. We'll definitely talk about that. Just so stay tuned. And Lurch, yes, we're not still live. We're freaking live. We're not leaving this place until Monday. Monday, I think Monday, when the Kickstarter ends. So that's a reminder for everyone to go on the Kickstarter. We're going to keep this interview going until September 22nd. Just so everyone knows, that's when the Kickstarter ends, and when it has like 40 or $50,000, that's when we'll end. It's like, okay, we've done our job, let's end it. So it's not we're still live. We're live all the time. Like 3 more weeks, 2 more weeks, no,
Now I'm
more
even
than
more
2 weeks.
angry that Isaac's not here.
No, wait. He has 18 days to join us, so that's fine. Hello, hi Pichu. Sorry, that was it's, on someone on chat. So let's talk about let's keep on the characters on the and the animals that you can. You said around 3 per class. Will they all be available to the player from the beginning? Will you start with just one and then you have to unlock the other ones, or how will you get access to all the animals?
So it's not a thing we've talked too much about whether or not they'll be available from the beginning. We know that fox, bear, and rabbit will be available from the beginning for sure.
Mhm.
But we're thinking there might be unlock conditions. It it just depends on whether or not it feels good to unlock them.
Mhm.
Like it matters to us whether or not the game feels good to play and unlock an animal that you really wanted to play, or if people just want to play their animal from the beginning or not. It's
Mhm.
we'll talk to the community about it uh, more in depth later after the Kickstarter and get a
Yeah,
bunch of feedback.
yeah. Okay, that's fair because yeah, you want to know what people. I think it's a really good choice that you'd make at least one animal from each class available because that means different playstyles, right? And different people have different playstyles. So I think it's a great idea to have each playstyle accessible to every player, right? At the beginning. Where
Yeah,
you go from there,
exactly.
that's something else. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so once again, Lurch is asking in the chat, what is this game? You got my interest. Well, it's a freaking awesome game where you have to survive and fight as an animal. It's called Vulpine and it's on Kickstarter right now. And we're talking about it. And also, Yoldi Mama again, would you still be pushing the release to release the game if you do not meet the Kickstarter goal?
I really, really want to make this game like so much. We're gonna continue working on this even if the Kickstarter doesn't go through. Which I'm not saying the Kickstarter is not going to go through or anything, but we have planned for every possible scenario.
Okay, so I'll just jump in right here. Every studio that made an interview with me while they were having a Kickstarter campaign. Their game was funded, and you can look that up.
So you're saying
I'm
you have the
serious.
magic touch?
Maybe. So Vulpine will be funded, basically. That's what I'm saying. Vulpine will be funded. I'm not sure to which extent. Almost like definitely over $30,000. The goal, the base goal. But I'm just going to say that. I'm just like a lucky rabbit's foot.
Yeah,
So
we're glad to announce that Vulpine will be funded.
exactly. So you hear first, Vulpine will be funded. So
I don't
let's
have
talk
to be
about.
stressed anymore.
No, definitely. You don't have to do anything. Just relax, put up put your feet up, and that's it. Just fine. You don't have to draw new animals or something. Just wait. The money will come in. So that's good. So okay. So we went. I like how we derail a lot. That's good. I think that's
I'm
good. It's
super okay with that.
okay. That's perfect because it's that's why I like these interviews because like you get to talk to people and you know what the interviews I see like from big channels or like big game journalists with AAA title makers, it's like they're, oh, I'm super excited for this game, and he looks like that person looks like he has no feeling whatsoever in his body. And I hope everyone can feel in my voice. I'm excited about Vulpine, and I hope this comes through the interview, and I hope people will check it out because it's a game that it's good to be excited about. I think it's definitely different. Okay, so let's talk about the differences. The differences. More about it. Let's talk about the world. We didn't really talk about the world. So there are a lot of animals, right? Different animals from different biomes, from different zones. I use the magic word biomes. Tell me about the world.
Well, the world. It's it's putting me on the spot, man. It's really hard to talk about the world.
Okay,
It's
let's just go how big will it be? Like the map, how big will it be? Do you have any estimate in terms of, I don't know, like kilometers, or how long will it take to go from one end to another?
well, we don't want it to take more than an hour to get from one end to the other. That's for sure. It's it's hard because it's a thing that we're actively balancing. Because right now the world is partially procedural. Isaac makes makes parts of the world like individual biomes, and then I seam those together myself. So it I want it to be interesting no matter where you are. So I can't really talk too much about how big
Hmm.
it'll be for sure, because I want it to be a place that's interesting and not a lot of empty space with nothing much in it.
Okay, just I don't think I've seen anywhere where you said that it's procedural. So is it like a combination? Like, do you take do you make certain parts of the world yourself, and then other parts will be generated with every playthrough, or how would that work? Or is it everything generated with each play?
The world is not procedural right now.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm building most of it by hand, other than the parts that Isaac generates for me, just to make sure that it's interesting. Uh, we've thought about procedural a lot because Isaac has done a lot of that for his career. Um, it's hard to say because it would take a lot of time to do.
Hmm.
We would love to do procedural, but for right now, it's handmade.
Okay, and what will you be able to see in the world? Like, how is it? Because we've seen several. It says explore a huge world. It says that it has several biomes. Can you give me some examples of what areas will you be able to see?
Oh yeah. So we have about 5 biomes right now, and we're talking over other ones. We have a meadow biome, which is what we open on in our video. A very grassy place, good for smaller animals to hide in, which is a thing we're working on. Um, let's see.
You heard it here, folks. Stealth in Vulpine.
Maybe not like true stealth, as stealth as you can get in a
Yeah,
open world game.
yeah.
Uh, the Savannah biome, which I'm really proud of. I think it came out very nicely. Uh, we have a mountain biome in the works right now. I need to make more trees for that. Uh,
What more trees? Come on, you've seen Minecraft. It's like it has like pines and that's it.
we have like 38 trees right now.
Wow, that's impressive. 38
I,
types of trees, really?
like 38 separate tree models that I'm
Oh,
putting
okay,
in.
okay, that's good. Oh,
It's I spend a lot of time looking at foliage. Uh,
wow, that seriously, that sounds so exciting. Like you sound so happy for that.
oh man,
Like,
it's great.
I look. Yeah.
We
Okay, so
have,
the mountain, yeah.
and of course we have a forest biome because you can't have animals in wilderness without having a forest, right?
True, true. So what are the differences between these? And one would be looks, right? The how the world looks like in each biome. But what will be the other differences between these areas?
You'll find different resources in different areas. For instance, a forest area is likely to have more berries than a savanna will, but you can find beetles in a savanna that you can't really find anywhere else. The mountain biome has more things to mine if you want to get resources. Uh, there are, we're not entirely sure too much how much we want to lean on this, but we're thinking of putting different animals in different biomes according to what biome they naturally come from.
Mhm.
Uh, that's the
Different bosses. Will each area have their own boss? Like only specific bosses in specific biomes?
uh, probably yes.
Hmm.
That's a hard probably.
Hmm. Okay, fair enough. It's still work in progress. So
Yeah.
that's as you work through it, it's fine. So, you said that you want to be able to walk from one corner to the world to the next to the other in about an hour. Will there be any option to speed that process up in any way? Like I don't know, fast travel is popular with AAA open world titles. So if Ubisoft can do it, like
Uh,
you know,
there's a good chance we'll allow you to teleport between homes you have set up,
hmm
and
okay, that
there'll always be a teleport command to go to a player if
oh
your
really?
server so allows you to.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Like that would be in multiplayer, right? You're with other players, maybe with friends, and your friend is in another area, you can just you know
One of
teleport
the
to
one of the things we dislike about survival games right now is how hard it is to get a group of your friends together and actually
mm,
playing the game. Because like DayZ is the worst example of it, running on a coastline until you eventually find your friend. We want you to be able to group up and then just start as a group instead of
mm.
having to spend a lot of time traveling to each other.
That's actually really good because it's so annoying.
It's
Like you
really
start the game, then oh, where are you? I'm here. Like, what do you see around you? Oh, I see a mountain. Okay, where is the sun in relation to you? You know, stuff like that. That's stupid. It's I know why they do it, but it's still frustrating until especially when you start the game, right? When you start a new game, you just want to okay, let's group together, let's get some resources together, and then oh, we have to spend 20 minutes to find each other first. So that's okay. So let's well, you didn't really there's no actually mention I think on the Kickstarter page. Will Vulpine have a story? So in single player, if you want to play alone, okay, you're not, I don't know, you want to be a lone wolf. Well, the wolves are not exactly lone; they're in packs, but that's something else. I don't know why people use that reference, but anyway, I don't know. Like, a bear is lone. Okay, you want to be a lone bear. Will the game set you on a specific path? Is there something that you have to do to win Vulpine? To
All
win,
right.
to win in it. Tell me.
That's like two separate questions.
Okay, fair enough.
There,
Just tackle them however you want.
there is a story in Vulpine. We're not ready to talk about it because we think it's really charming and we want people to just see it when it's ready. So,
Okay,
so I won't
so
talk too much about the story, but there's no clear goal in Vulpine
mm,
as of right now. No, like you reach this point and that is the ending point.
mhm. Which the ending point would be to find no comment, right? To
Yeah.
the end point. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so but there will be, so you won't just be left alone and say, okay, dude, do whatever. So there will be some things that that guide you and tell you that give you a specific purpose if you need it, right? If
Yeah,
you
we'll,
don't know
we'll
what to
give
do.
a little bit of a direction for you to go in. We'll
Hmm.
likely point and go, hey, you should probably go do this. And then from
Okay.
there, the player will pretty much figure out what they need to do.
Okay, okay, that's there's a question in the chat says, what are your opinions on making the game easily modifiable, so mods? Are you thinking about maybe Steam Workshop support for
Oh
Vulpine?
man, we would love to do Steam Workshop. It's just Isaac doesn't know how long that'll take or how much development will have to go into that. But we would absolutely love to. We just can't confirm anything right now.
Hmm. So stretch goal, like like give us $100,000 and
And
we'll do whatever you want, and
if
you can put
anything,
hats.
workshop support would come after the early access.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, so it's something that you're thinking about. That's technically on the table, right? You just know the technical side of things, the work involved, because it may be a lot. Um, well, it is, but you know what? I mean, okay, so just, let's talk about quickly. But what would you like or prefer? People add to it? Would there be weapons, for example, like stuff that doesn't modify gameplay, or would you consider letting players add things that really change Vulpine, like new creatures, maybe new
I
enemies?
would love to see someone like put in a velociraptor or something just completely ridiculous.
Okay,
I
wow,
think that would
that's
be
pretty
great.
expensive. That's okay. That's
That was like a prepared example. I knew exactly
yeah.
what kind of mod I would like to see from the community at some point.
Okay, fair. Well, that sounds really cool. Actually, Velociraptor. Let's talk to. Actually, no, I don't know. I shouldn't say. Let's talk to other developers so they can make a mod for it. I don't know. But that sounds really cool actually. A Velociraptor with a weapon, because he can't hold the weapons obviously with a tiny anyway. Tiny hands. You take any raptor and they're like comically small. The hands. I don't know why. The front limbs actually. Eh. So talking about front limbs, because that's a good segue. Enemies. Let's talk about freaking enemies. What will you encounter throughout Vulpine? What are you going to battle?
So there are of course other animals in the wilderness. Uh, they
Beetles? Oh,
it's
bees.
hard to say because we're figuring out ways to indicate that other animals aren't players right now. We're
Hmm.
considering. Sorry, it's you brought up like a month long back and forth between me and Isaac in my head. Uh, so yeah,
You
there
can
are
sum it up. It's
animals.
fine. We have a month.
There are other animals in the wilderness that will attack you or won't attack you, depending. Might run from you if they're smaller than you.
Hmm.
Uh, you can hunt those for food, and there are also monsters which you can find throughout the world.
So,
Those are much bigger, harder, more boss-like things.
mhm. Will there be specific animals that maybe hunt the player? Like they would be instantly aggressive towards the player when they come across, when they're past me?
Yeah, Isaac and I have been talking about the concept of a feral animal which will attack you on sight.
Hmm.
Uh,
Oh, feral animal? Oh, poor animal.
yeah, uh,
Like red eyes and stuff.
that hasn't been made concrete yet, but it is a thing we're
Mhm.
discussing.
Okay, so what would be the population? So will you be able to find these enemies or potential enemies, right? Because you don't have to attack all of them, right? You can just move around them, right? For smaller animals, they don't attack you, you don't attack them. How many will you encounter? How will there be a big population of non-playing non-playing creatures, maybe NPCs, non-playing creatures?
But it mostly has to do with the amount of players on the server, likely. Um,
Oh.
you'll encounter smaller packs of animals, like you might encounter 3 or 4 animals at the same time.
Mhm.
Uh, but if there's more players, we likely won't populate the world with too many animals as much.
So it's scalable. You're going to scale depending on the number of players on the server.
Yeah, there'll always be enough that people can get food if they need to hunt animals for food.
Okay, and let's talk a bit about the bosses. Uh, well, you can see one in the images. You showcased one on the. It's like a spider, kind of a mechanical
Like a
stone
like
spider,
rock
something.
spider.
Rock spider. Yeah, that's the rock spider. So, how many bosses are you thinking of adding to Vulpine?
Well, we have 2 right now. We have the rock spider, and we show for a little bit the dragon. Sorry, I'm having heartburn issues right now.
Oh, okay. Let's breathe.
All right.
Breathe. Drink some water. We'll just take. No, I can feel it. I'm telling you, Volpine is awesome. Go, everyone, go to his Kickstarter page. The link is in the description below, as always. And if you pledge at least $15, you'll get the full game. Which, from what I'm hearing, is going to be quite extensive, and you'll get a lot of play out of it, with or without other people around you. Because if you want to play alone, you can play alone. If you want to play with other people, servers with up to 32 players. So that's pretty. That's like almost Battlefield size, almost. So it's basically a choice. If you have two choices if you want to play multiplayer. You either get Battlefield 1, right, which is going to be really expensive and crap, or you can get Vulpine for a quarter of the price and have a lot more fun. Your choice. I mean, it's free word.
That was a pretty good fill.
Uh,
You did
no?
pretty well there. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah. Huh?
water. Um,
Okay, that's very good. And I just shit on Battlefield 1, so guess who's not getting any games ever from EA?
awesome. uh, we're
Sorry about the bosses, yeah. We're
anywhere
talking about the bosses.
between 3 to 5 bosses is what we're planning. It really just depends on how long a single boss takes us to balance out.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, we would love to have like 20 bosses, but we can't promise that because we're just 2 people. So,
How many? Yeah, sorry, go.
so yeah, anywhere from 3 to 5.
Okay, 2 to 5, and how many? Because I saw you have a pledge, right? That allows people to design a boss together with you. How many slots are those?
Let me
I
just
think
double
there's two
check.
at least.
I
Yeah,
think it is
seems like
5 slots, or is it 10?
okay. Wow,
Yeah, it's
10? That's
5.
a lot of
5
bosses.
slots.
Okay, five
Let's
bosses. Okay, that's a
there.
lot. painted belt. Ah, boss, it's 5,000. Oh yeah, it's 5,000. Wow.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's the gold digger. That's the gold digger level.
That's
Like, do you have a sugar daddy? Pay $5,000 to to Clockwork Giant Games.
It's like the tier that you kind of have to have just in case. Like, I would love to work with someone on making a boss, but you know, it just requires any of the good folks out there who just happen to have 5K laying around. You know,
It's just tweets like, I don't know, Kim, Kanye. I don't know, not Taylor Swift, because she's kind of she gives money, but she gives money to like hospitals and stuff. So I don't think she knows games. I don't know, like, who's a gamer? Snoop? You can
Snoop
tweet
Dogg.
Snoop Dogg? Yeah, he doesn't know shit about games, but he likes to be in that crowd. And like Zac Efron, I think he played, because I saw him like in a Battlefield 1 event, and he plays. So that's, you can try. Why not?
Man, he was not
tweet that,
all right
honestly.
during that Battlefield thing.
Yeah, have you seen that? That was Jesus.
He looked.
Jesus.
Man, let's not get into that.
Yeah, it was bad. So let's get to something on the chat. What are your plans for marketing the game? Are you planning on using YouTube channels to help promote it when you are close to release? I hope you also mean Cryptic Hybrid as a promotion tool, because actually I don't like the word tool. We're not a promotion tool. We're a promotion haven.
Promotion
Haven. It's just yeah exactly. Are you going to, I don't know, like just give out PewDiePie a copy of Vulpine before you give me a copy of Vulpine? Basically, that's the question.
Well, allow me to dodge that by just saying, if we didn't target YouTube and Twitch people, we would likely fail. We are absolutely using YouTube and Twitch as a marketing. Man, I don't want to say tool either. You're right. This is hard.
It's crap. It's not a marketing tool. It's because it's mutually beneficial.
It's
People
actual
showcase. Yeah, well, let's not.
It's sometimes actual people.
You know, okay, they're living individuals, but some of them, sorry, but they don't seem like, like, if you'd be around it, it's like, these are not, no, he can't
They're
be
actual
real.
personalities.
But they are, yeah, there are action personalities, yeah. But no, but truthfully, like, no joke here, yes, if PewDiePie is saying that he'll play Vulpine, yes, please give Vulpine
Yes,
before,
absolutely.
to him before, because I only have like 121 subscribers, so subscribe, damn it, so I can take on PewDiePie. Not you, just people around who see.
I'm
like,
not sure if you're just
seriously.
to, because I haven't yet. I
It's,
should.
oh, come on, no, it's fine. It's fine. Not now. We're in the middle of the interview. Come on, Jesus. so okay, let's get back to the interview. Well, Effie asked, when is the game out? Well, we're talking about. We're going to talk about that later, but why not? Let's cover that. What's your plan? What's your estimate?
We are looking to have a final release by July of 2017, and we will have it on early access likely 3 months beforehand, maybe.
And are there any tiers on the Kickstarter that allow people to get on the early access,
Nice
or
segue.
even earlier than? Sorry.
Nice segue.
No, but because I'm thinking a lot of people do that. Would they be a tier? Because I don't
There
remember. Sorry, I really
absolutely
don't.
is a tier. You get into for $25. You get into our closed beta, and you get an early access key for the game. The closed
Okay,
beta
so-
is only for Kickstarter members, and it is earlier
Okay.
than the early access.
Can you estimate how early? Like a month, a few months before that, before the early access launch?
When it's ready.
Okay, you're going on the 3D realms, which okay, sure, that's fine.
It's
You know it didn't work out so well for them. You know that phrase,
When-
that sentence.
when we have it like to a point where we're ready to tackle a lot of hardware issues, because like that's what the closed beta will likely be, is making sure that it runs on everyone's individualized PC, because we might have an issue with Intel, who knows. So that's what the closed beta will likely be. It'll be making sure this game runs before we put it on early access.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. It's that's and will are you thinking the beta only multiplayer, or will it have the single player kind of component too? So will you be able to play alone, or will it be focus on multiplayer, like servers specifically for more than one person?
We should have the single player in there. What it basically does is runs a modified server on your own computer while you play the game for single player. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Okay, now let's get back to the living things of. Actually, we were talking about people. Let's talk about the virtual living things in Vulpine.
Okay, cool.
So we talked about we talked about the monster. Well, not the monsters, creatures. Damn it! See, now you got me talking like that. The characters, the enemies, the bosses, humans. Come on, humans. Like, you know, those things that have two hands, two feet, big head, kinda. They say a lot
You will
of
not
stupid
see
crap.
any humans in Vulpine.
Okay, will there be any sense that there were humans in the world of Vulpine?
No comment.
No comment. All right, because I'm looking at the landmarks right here in the GIF, and I'm thinking, come on, animals couldn't have made that. I mean, seriously, it's like, no.
That's just
Animals don't have
unrealistic.
thumbs. Well, actually, aliens. Oh, you should have aliens. Oh yeah, definitely you should have aliens. Gee, yeah, that would be post-release DLC. I know.
Maybe you'll see remnants of humans. Maybe you won't. Who knows?
Okay, so that's something to discover in the full game.
Yeah.
So
It's
cryptic,
not like
yeah.
a huge plot point or whatever, but
Oh, okay.
it should be a
Alright.
fun little distraction.
That sounds. I don't know why it sounds vaguely sexual to me. I don't know. I, oh, this is quite human. Like, anyway. Ooh, I found the bone of a human. Can I lick it? Like, oh, sorry. Sorry, let's move on. Let's move on. Speaking of licking and finding stuff, yeah, see? Good segments. That's a what? Okay, wait. So if I'm a wolf, I'm a canine, right? I'm a canine. That's
Yeah.
actually a thing. I'm not inventing stuff. And I found the femur of a human being. What do you
I'm
think
not
I'm going to
saying
do
you
with
will.
it? It's just,
I'm not
it's just assuming that hypothetical. Okay, what would I do with it? Would I ignore it? A. Would I take it and like lick it because I'm kind of a dog, like in my soul, and I like to play with bones, and then bury it somewhere? I mean, I would do the latter. I think.
I
There's
completely
nothing.
agree.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with licking human bones. Just saying, unless and it just okay. Don't kill people to get human bones. Okay, just if you find them around, give them a lick.
In
See what
general,
they
don't
taste, I
kill
don't know.
people. I'm just gonna put that out right
Exactly, yeah.
there. Clockwork Giant Games takes a hard stand. Please don't kill anyone.
Does not endorse the killing of people.
Does not endorse
Okay.
murder.
well, okay, you don't endorse murder, but you endorse hunter gatherer type of lifestyle. So basically, all the animals in Vulpine are on the paleo diet because they eat whatever they can find. So let's talk
Yeah.
about what they can find around the world. What type of resources can they find? What type of foods? What type of items? I don't know.
Items even.
Why not?
You'll find crops around. Like we have cabbages, corn, that kind of deal. There's also berries from bushes. We have beetles in the desert for because it felt wrong to have a fennec fox and not beetles.
Mm. Dung
Uh,
beetles?
you know, I haven't put in a dung beetle yet, but I kind of want to. It's, it just seems like a
Uh,
really weird thing not to have. Um, as far as resources go, we do have a sort of like stone, iron, steel system in the game. We don't have that 100% like fleshed out yet, but
mm.
there are different resources that you can gather. You can gather wood from trees as well.
Okay, so wood from trees. What else can you find? Water. Is that a resource that you can actually gather and store maybe?
Yes,
Okay.
there is a
Yeah.
thirst component.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you have to. Okay. And will that first be only drenched with water, or can you have other you know things that you can gather that give you a little bit of water, like fruits maybe?
Yeah, yeah. Most foods will likely give you some thirst
Hmm.
or take away
It just.
thirst.
Oh,
Yeah,
what would that be? A jalapeno? Like,
yeah.
what would you?
I haven't considered
What would
this
that?
until just now.
Yeah. What would be? Wait. A
Maybe,
pepper. Oh yeah, peppers, right?
yeah, like a pepper. Like I'm really hungry
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not thirsty at all. I should eat this. That could be interesting.
Uh, yeah. Actually, well, we're just brainstorming here. Really, it's not an interview. We're just brainstorming here. They're going to hire me after that for like a senior design position. I'm kidding. No.
We just hire you for design work. We just say things at you, and you're like, "What if you did this?" And then we just make it so.
Yeah, that would be like awesome. Also, shit at the same time because that would be not actually work. Uh, there's a question on the chat. What made you go with the decision of the animals having weapons in their mouths rather than animals on 2 feet yielding the weapons? So like a more comical type of style, like just animals actually holding the weapons.
It's a funny story. Neither of us remember how we got to this point where the animals
Hmm.
have weapons in their mouths. Um, we're pretty sure one of us suggested it as a joke, but then we went, "Wait, actually, that could be pretty fun. What if we did that?" And then we did it.
And like visually, I think it works, right? It's I don't know how. What was the reaction to this from people who you talk to on Twitter,
Uh,
on Kickstarter?
People seem to really like how ridiculous it is, or really not like how ridiculous it is. Some people want it to be a lot more realistic, and
Hmm.
that's not exactly what we're going for with Vulpine.
Okay, well, it doesn't actually that see you're good at segues because that's a segue to the graphics. Um, 'Cause you said not realistic. Okay, the graphics. Why did you go for this graphic style where there's low polygon, not so much detail to the actual characters? They don't have like the image that everybody sees on the screen right now. The ferret fox has no eyes. I know it's creepy, but has no eyes. So why
And
why
what
did
do
you
they have
go
for
for this? Is
eyes?
it mm, for system requirements sake? For it to be able to I don't know scale better on more system, or was this kind of a decision, a design decision? I want that look, and that's why, and this is why.
So like we're I'm personally a huge fan of the flat shaded low poly style. Uh, it's just a thing that I enjoy. You can see it in like Grow Home from Ubisoft, or is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft? I can't remember.
Ubisoft probably.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
You can see it in Grow Home and that kind of stuff. It's just an art style I enjoy a lot, but it also, since we are two people and I do every single bit of the art, it helps me to make the art at a pace that this game can actually work. Because otherwise, it would take me a lot longer to make what we have right now.
Uh, so is that so? It was more both artistic, right? It has both artistic merits, I guess. This look and also, just practicality of it all.
Yeah, it This game couldn't exist with just the two of us if we didn't choose this art style.
You know, you could always buy I don't know. Well, we'll talk about the engine later. Sorry,
Ah,
let's not segue to that.
ah,
Not yet,
I've
not
got
yet.
some
But
tips for that.
yeah, that's good. We'll get through all of them. Just a quick note on the chat. Somebody suggested rhinoceros beetles. You need rhinoceros beetles.
We have rhinoceros beetles, actually.
Really? Okay.
They're in there.
Nice. First. Okay.
You
Yellow
can eat 'em.
submarines
You can
confirmed.
put them in soup if you want.
Yummy.
It's,
Okay.
and
Soup? Really? Beetle soup? Is that good?
I don't know. It's a form of meat. It works.
Okay. Well, they don't have a lot of meat though, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so rhinoceros beetles confirmed. Cool. Let's. Is there a possibility of you guys adding flying playable animals to the game? That's a good question. Really good question.
Ah, man, the balancing nightmare that would be flying animals. It's a thing that comes up every other month, and we talk about it.
Really?
It's like it would be so cool, but we don't know how
Oh.
to make flying balanced at all. And like it would take a very long time to make that feel good because we want the movement to feel good. We want it to just feel good to walk around and attack stuff. And we're not sure how well we can do that with flight. So likely
Okay.
not flying animals.
Okay. A suggestion for a non-flying animal, at least from the beginning, red pandas.
Yeah, like
They're cute.
red
They're
pandas
adorable.
are adorable. They have just the best color palette of any animal.
And they're
Yes, red
adorable.
pandas are the best. We have like a million freaking animals that we would love to add to the game, but like at some point it's like we need to work on the rest of the game. We can't just add animals for the rest of the time.
But okay, so what would the red panda be like in terms of class? A medium, maybe? A medium size? You think?
That's either a medium or small. It really depends. It's probably medium though.
How was this already known in the chat about rhino beetles? It wasn't. Somebody suggested rhino beetles. Wait. Ye old mama suggested the rhino beetles, and oh, sorry, no. A blue skittle. Sorry, a blue skittle. Skittles. Now I want
Skittle,
skittles.
you piece
Damn.
of crap.
Like asked about it was just like random, really, like that's why the chat is cool, because it's random stuff and it's confirmed. Rhinoceros beetles in Vulpine. That's awesome. Let's get all the way back. Let's just pull back. Let's just pull back from the animals and talk about what these animals can actually do, because you mentioned soup. Beetle soup, right? Okay, so what else can you make in addition to soup? So I'm guessing soup will give you health, like or hunger and thirst, maybe.
Yeah. So we have a cooking system. It's not super complex. It's more like here are the types of ingredients: meat, vegetable, and we haven't quite pinned down the last one's name, but it's like other tertiary things.
Spices.
And spices or whatever. And then you have a set amount of things that you can make. Like you can make soup here. You could just make like a barbecue meat thing, and they'll have different effects. Like one might give you HP regeneration for a set amount of time. One might raise your defense for a little bit.
Oh, okay, so different potions, soups, foods, right?
Yeah.
Would give you. So depending on what you want to do, you can make the specific type of food that would give you a boost to a specific stat.
Yeah, and most foods will have will give you more hunger than the sum of its parts.
Okay,
Or-
okay, that's so. How many things can you carry with you? Like this is strictly an inventory thing. How many of these cooked items, for example, how many soups can you have? Like how many items can you have on your character at any given point?
Right now, I think we have 32 slots. It's like an
Oh.
active development thing. We
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to make sure that inventory management doesn't suck. But man, it's real hard to do inventories.
Oh,
We're
wait.
trying to make
Yeah.
sure that it's
Uh-huh.
not too much of a hassle.
Okay, so but the inventory would be like all the slots. Would you have special slots for the example for the weapon?
Yeah, yeah, you'll have character slots for a weapon and an accessory.
Okay, okay. Accessory. Hmm.
We haven't talked about
Like
those yet.
yeah, well, we'll get to it. Like let's talk about the weapons first. But before that, before that, a question from the chat. The world looks a bit empty at times. What ideas are you currently contemplating to fill it, if any? So
Uh,
this is a work in progress. That's the first thing that we should say.
yeah,
This is a work in progress, right? So it's not even beta yet. If the release is July, around July 2016, sorry 2017, this is a really early build that you're seeing in the videos right now. So that has to be taken into account.
yeah. We want there to be a lot of different like landmark areas. It's hard to talk about them without because we don't want to
Revealing too
talk
much.
too much about them. But there'll be things that you'll want to go explore in the distance pretty much at all times.
Mhm.
Uh, Not too dissimilar from like the way that Rust does it right now, where they have certain landmarks in certain areas.
Okay, so since we're here, what are landmarks? Are they? What are they really? Really? What are they? What are you? What are you? Sorry.
Well, it's usually some form of building that you'll want to go to, and they'll usually have some sort of reward or some sort of challenge. Right now, we have the monument, which we're showing actively right now. Um,
Yeah.
it's like a ruined monument with a fox at the top of it, and you go to it and you can get a buff from it. That's like the example of a smaller one.
Mm-hmm. And what buff, for example, what buff does this specific landmark do? The one,
It's
the fox one.
it's actually randomized.
Oh,
So
okay. So
it
that's
uh,
another. Okay.
it it's
So
it's randomized, and it'll also have backers' names on it. If
because
you
you
back
there's a
at the
tier.
$100
Yeah.
tier,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's very interesting because you won't know what it gives you. Actually, wait, how would you know what it gives you? Will there be any indication on the landmark, like before you interact with it or use it? Will there be an indication what boost or what bonus it gives you? Or will
you
you have
will
to just try it and see?
you will not know until you use it, but it won't ever be negative, so you won't have to worry.
Okay, but oh, okay, okay, fair enough. So you have to discover this. Okay, that's actually interesting. But once you use it and you discover what it does, um, will it appear on your map with that specific boost, or will you just have to remember that landmark does this, or will it be marked after you use it for the first time?
Let's see. So the landmark will appear on your map. I don't think it'll have any specific effect. It'll just be a place that you can go to get
Hmm.
a buff. It's it's hard to say because we're not sure if we want them to be reusable or not.
Oh, all right, okay. So maybe one use and that's it.
Possibly. We're thinking about maybe a cooldown system or not.
Ah, okay.
That's
So you don't. Mhm.
that's pretty much as I can talk about the buffs there.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So, just really, since it's it's like if somebody asking the question, we were going to cover this. Will there be any explorable dungeons of sorts? First of all, let's say yes, there will be dungeons.
Yeah, There's gonna be
And
dungeons.
no, sorry, that's what I knew. Like there will be dungeons. So tell me tell us a bit more about the dungeons because we haven't seen any really in the presentation. So is this like early phase? What are you thinking about in terms
Uh,
of dungeons and
the,
what can you share?
the main reason you haven't seen dungeons right now is because the art assets aren't done. I just haven't gotten around to making them. So there'll be instanced areas that you can find within the world, like a cave. So it'll take you into a separate area, and you can go through it, and those will be generated with rooms. Uh,
Uh, and what type of would the creatures like would the enemies differ from the creatures outside? Will there be different creatures in the dungeons, dungeon specific ones?
yes. For instance, we actually do have a slight amount of the dungeon in our trailer right now with the spider. The spider's actually in a cave area. Um, the spider, we're pretty sure we want to have in a instance dungeon for the players to go and seek out themselves. So he will
So
only appear in
yeah,
dungeons likely.
okay. Will all bosses be in dungeons, or will you be able to find them outside of them too?
There will be some monsters that are outside. Some of them you'll have to track down, and some of them will track you down.
Oh, really? That sounds scary.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Like, yeah, it's like I'm just a little wabbit, and like I just started Vulpine and I'm only the wabbit, and I already have like Elmer freaking Fudd saying, "Hey, I'm hunting wabbits." Like, what the hell, man? Come on! Like, I just started. Okay, that's a scary thought, but seriously, it's like, oh great, I have something looking for me. Is it a predator?
Well, we'll probably balance it out so that it doesn't attack lower level players.
Okay.
Like that'll be a thing that probably attacks people with already established bases.
All right, so it depends on how big of an impact you have, how much you expand.
I can't say for sure since Isaac isn't here, but
Okay.
that's written down as a design thing.
Mm-hmm. So it's still thinking about it.
It's an issue of balancing, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So since we said like well about players establishing a base, there's a lot of well, there's a lot. There's construction to it. You have crafting where you can make soups and potions. Can you make potions? Something like that? Something similar to potions?
We haven't agreed on potions yet, but for right now, the food items are the only things that give you an effect like that.
Mm-hmm. Will the weapons be craftable?
Yes, there's a pretty in-depth crafting system for the weapons, or maybe not
Okay.
not complicated, but there's a lot to it.
All right. Well, we'll get into the weapons. Well, let's get into the weapons right now, and then
Right?
they'll say about. It's a big thing apparently. The weapon. That's from my scene. So the weapons are upgradable. You can customize them. So tell me a little tell me a little bit about how the weapons evolved in Vulpine.
So every player starts out with their own really, really bad weapon. It looks like a toothpick. Um, and you can then take that and gather materials. For instance, the starting one is like wood or stone, and then you can upgrade that into one of two different weapons. And then from there, you can upgrade either of those weapons into two different weapons, and it's like a branching path
Mhm.
um, of upgrading.
Can you give me an example, like what two branching choices would be like. So what stats would a weapon be, getting like increased through one of these options? More damage?
It'll have more attack power, usually, and it will have different affinity levels from the get-go, which is a whole different thing to tackle.
Okay, affinities. What are affinities? Like this is like, like, let's learn about the world. What are affinities? What are affinities in Vulpine? What do they
Let me
mean?
try.
What do they mean?
Let me let me try to summarize two entire Kickstarter updates real quick. Um, so affinities are the types of elements that your weapon can have. They add additional effects to your attacks, such as status effects are increased damage against certain certain foes. For example, some monsters are weaker or stronger to certain elements, so it's important to gear up yourself to get the best advantage. Right now, what we have are fire, poison, water, lightning, and ice. Those might change, but that's what we've decided on for now.
So five
And
elements. 5 elements at this point.
yeah, 5 elements at this point. Um,
And can you focus on only one specific? Can you combine them on a weapon?
so yes, to both answer to questions.
Okay.
You can focus on one you can focus on leveling one up a lot, or you could focus on leveling up multiple of them a little, because it gets harder to level up affinities as you gain affinity levels. Because otherwise, everyone would be walking around with a sword with every single affinity on it.
Okay, so it's a fully upgraded weapon. Okay, let's take this example. Um, a fully upgraded weapon can technically have a maximum affinity level of one element. Can it reach the maximum level if you just focus on one element?
Yeah, if you focus on one element, you will eventually reach maximum level with it.
And if you balance it out, then it's just a trade, right? You focus on something else, then you can't reach the maximum for a different element.
Yeah, because what you do is you socket in gems to your weapon, and those will give you a temporary boost or a temporary. What's the opposite of boost?
Uh,
Uh,
Penalty, maybe?
yeah, a temporary penalty to one of your affinities. And when your sword levels up, or your hammer, or your spear, when that levels up, it'll actually absorb those gems into the sword, and that causes a permanent increase or decrease in your affinity level. So we've made it so that most gems will raise an affinity, but also take away from another. So it is difficult for someone to get every single affinity to max level.
Okay, but okay, so these gems, right? That will they be kind of, let's say, will there be randomized, like in terms of the penalty? I'm thinking. So I'm guessing you'd have gems that a red one is, let's say, fire infinity. Just an
Yeah.
example. Will they be like color coded? Like red one is definitely gives you fire, like bonus on the fire element.
Yes,
Will it be like
absolutely.
that? Will it be?
They
Okay,
are
okay,
coded.
okay. So they're color coded. So if you find a specific type of gem, a specific color, then you know what element it will boost, right, for your weapon.
Yeah, you'll be able to just look at it and go, "Oh, that's a fire one," and not have to like hover over it to know that it's a fire one.
Okay, that's really good because you know from the beginning. But will you know what element will it give a penalty to, or will that be randomized with each gem?
I don't think it'll be randomized because we don't know if that'll be a nightmare or not. So it's likely that it will take from a set affinity. So it might be that all fire ones take away from poison, or all lightning ones take
Or
away
ice.
from water, kind of deal.
Okay. Okay, so like a alpha omega type of thing, or yin and
Yeah.
yang. Give something specifically and take something also specific, and you'll always know, when you get the gem. Oh, okay, this definitely takes out my X affinity.
Yeah, and you'll always be able to see what it does before you socket it.
And once it's socketed, can you remove it?
Yeah, until it's
Okay, can you?
absorbed.
All right. So once it's absorbed, that it becomes a permanent part of the weapon, and you can't change anything. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a pretty complex thing. Like, will there different weapons? Will they have a different number of sockets, or will every weapon have the same number of sockets per level?
They will have different sockets depending on your weapon.
Okay.
Later game weapons will probably have more sockets.
Okay, so you're going to tell me that the toothpick
The
we're going to have like
toothpick-
one socket?
Might not even have sockets.
Aww.
It's
Why not
It's-
love? Why not love for the
it's
toothpick?
abysmal.
Aww. Okay, abysmal, but okay, sounds well. It does sound abysmal because it's a toothpick, and I don't want to turn like my animal into a cobra. If anybody remembers Cobra, will the weapons be? Because I'm thinking the toothpick is pretty crap thing, like easy to break. Will the weapons be invulnerable, or do you have to repair them? Will they get damaged during fighting, during use?
There is no durability system.
Okay.
We hate durability so much in games. It's a thing we talked about for a while. We don't like the idea of constantly recrafting weapons because it's not a thing that adds to the gameplay. It's just a thing that kind of wastes time.
Yeah, it's a chore. It's a chore, definitely. Yeah, to repair a weapon, to get resources for it. Yeah, I'll remember that when I play Ark tomorrow, probably. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, hey, let's just break a few rocks. Gone. Have to repair it. Damn it, now I need metal. Yeah, but it is okay. So no durability on the weapons and on. Well, do you have any other items that you can? Because you said like a secondary or like like not a secondary weapon basically, but an offhand item, right? Something like that.
There is an accessory slot.
Okay, accessory. Yeah, sorry.
We're not ready to talk about accessories yet.
Okay, but will those also be indestructible?
Yeah,
That was like a maybe.
yeah.
Okay, so everything is indestructible in Vulpine except the animals, which are very, very, very squishy and bleedy.
It's because you're gonna level up your weapon and you're gonna get attached to your weapon because you spend so much time on it. You don't want it to break.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's really shit. Like, oh, my poor hammer, like Helga. Sorry, whatever you want to name the weapon. Actually, can you name weapons? Actually, that's a good question. It's like these are the hard-hitting
I
questions.
only just thought about that when you said Helga. I was like, oh man, that could be
Well-
could be great.
Stretch goal.
Maybe
Stretch goal. I
stretch
mean,
goal, yeah. $500,000. Name your weapon.
yeah, that's actually, you know what? Why not? It's something that. Talking about the sockets a bit, because like you said about sockets, how they work. Where would you find sockets in the world? You can't craft them, right? You have to find them.
Oh, it's a thing that's built into the sword.
Yeah, but where do you find? No, sorry, not the sockets.
it's
Sorry, I
gems.
said sockets. No, the gems. Sorry, the gems. I meant the gems. Where do you find the gems?
So you can find weaker gems around the world in landmarks and dungeons. but you can get better ones from monsters.
Okay, so the bigger the monster, the higher potential. Is like a drop rate? Would it have a drop rate? Like a percentage. To
Yep. We have a drop
maybe
table.
get
Yeah.
to. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so that's higher risk, higher reward, right? With enemies.
Yeah. And the higher
Okay,
level
so
ones will
yeah.
give more and take more from
Like the
enemies.
gems, you mean?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Should have
No,
specified.
yeah, okay, I get. Yeah, it's all right. So that's really interesting because like you may find like a really cool gem that gives you a lot on one thing, and like oh shit, it takes a lot of my. It's like already zero, the lightning one. Okay, so because so we said like lightning, what fire, poison, water, lightning, and ice. Will will these elements that are embedded, let's say, in the weapons, what type of effect will they have on the creature? And will there be a visual effect too? And how will that work? Would you see like just like lightning come from the sky when you hit the hammer,
Oh, dude, I would
maximum
love to
affinity?
see that happen. Like that's actually on me at that point is whether or not
Hmm.
I want to add the effects, and that comes down to time. I think higher level ones would show effects, but it depends on just how much time we have to put
Hmm.
that in.
And in terms of the effects, the gameplay effect on the creatures, on the enemies, will there be a discovery like phase when you try a weapon with a certain affinity on a creature and see that it's vulnerable to it, or will you get information beforehand? Oh, this enemy is vulnerable to this element.
We kind of like the idea of going in completely blind and just trying to figure your way around it. Uh, I think it allows for more like really cool moments during a fight if you don't exactly know what's going to happen.
Mhm. Well, I'm guessing poison will be like affect everyone except that rock spider because
Yeah.
it's freaking made of rock. It's like yeah, like that's fair enough. So different weapons for different enemies, right? That's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so because you said that you're going to be reattached to the weapon, are you? How many weapons do you think the player, or not? Do you think the player? How many weapons do you would the player have in order to kind of take all the creatures in the world? Let's say like a fully upgraded player that has 100 hours. Will that player have 5 different weapons, each with an affinity, or will it be harder to actually make 2 super weapons or 5 super weapons that each have one affinity maxed out?
It'll be difficult to make a lot of really end game weapons. Mostly because most of the materials come from monsters themselves to make the end game weapons. Um, but a player who's played like 100 hours would probably have at least 5 weapons that they like to take into battle.
Hmm. Okay, so
Uh,
it's yeah.
at the end of the trees for the weapons, it becomes more of a personal what type of play style do I like best thing instead of a I want to upgrade the sword because I can upgrade the sword now.
Mhm. Okay, so it also depends on the player preference. What it's not only so you can take any weapon, right, and kill any monster. It just depends how much damage you do, right? So it's not
Yeah,
like oh you have to have like 5 weapons each with every affinity, right? Like each with one.
yeah. It comes back to the Monster Hunter influence in our game where you can go in with a weapon that's not going to do a lot of damage. It'll just take you a longer time, and you might have a lot more trouble with it.
Okay, but it's doable. So technically, you can kick basically you can confirm that you can kill every monster. It just depends the time with the toothpick.
Yes. That. Yes,
Because there
but
will be a
man, you
player who
really
does
don't
that.
want
You know
to.
it.
You
No, but you
so,
know there's
someone
going to be
do
someone who
that.
does that. I'm sure there will be. Should be like you can see on Kotaku like a month after Vulpine comes out, player like kills every monster, like levels up. Maybe it doesn't level up. Levels up the toothpick to the maximum level. Like
Fight,
like
fights
250
every
hours.
monster with the toothpick.
Oh come on, those videos will be would get a lot of hits, I think. Like 50 minutes each battle, but look how cool it is. Toothpick.
It's like a Dark Souls speed run type deal where you're just like, man, you shouldn't be doing that, but you are. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, that would be really awesome. Seeing somebody play only with the toothpick throughout the game and try to kill every boss with it. I think that would be something to see.
Well, I
I'll be
look
like,
forward
that's
to
some
your
freaking amazing.
1,000-part series where you tackle this challenge.
Who? I don't think
You.
know me. Come on, I
Yeah.
don't have the time. I play like 5 games a week. Of course, I'm going to play Vulpine a lot, probably, but that's toothpick. Come on, I'm not Cobra. I like a sword. I like swords. I like swords. I like to have my sword. I mean, I'm not. I can't invest that time seriously, even if I like the game.
I'm actually
sorry,
curious
it's just
as to
like yeah.
what weapon everyone's
Uh,
going to choose.
you know what? I think there's going to be like probably 2 or 3 popular ones, but you're not going to get like one that everybody wants. I think it's going to be preference. It just people will naturally gravitate to a few of them and not all of them. Like a katana, oh yes, a lot of people will get the katana. If the toothpick, not so much. The mace, probably not so much. A hammer, quite a few people probably. Like I don't know, Uther fans, if anybody's a Heroes of the Storm fan. Um, so talking about let's go from the weapons to something bigger than that. Bigger than weapons, yeah, like the base and the den. Tell me a little bit about tell me a little bit about the structures that you can build in Vulpine.
I can tell you a little bit about the structures.
We have structures. That's the little
We
bit.
have structures. It's hard to say a lot about them because
Work in progress.
it's a work in progress, so it's hard to say too much about the buildings, but you'll be able to build your own building out of pre-made like slices, similar to Rust, and you can make them out of different materials and build up a base the way that you would like to.
And this base would have multiple buildings, or would be like one building with a lot of functions in it, like multiple tables, crafting tables, like I don't know, a smelter, things like that, or will it be specific buildings doing specific things, like scattered around?
I mean, that depends on player preference, whether they want to do that or not, and how big the area they have is. Um, you do all of your crafting and smelting and cooking in the base. That's where all of that happens.
So you can have multiple bases.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, wait,
I-
how much? No, not just what? Sorry, tell me.
Oh wait, no,
That-
go on.
No, because I was thinking, okay, multiple bases. How hard would it be for a player to make a base? Is it like a big task building your first base and maybe the second one? Is it very resource intensive?
I feel like building a small shack is the first thing a player will want to do. So it won't be too crazy to build a small thing, but when you want to expand, that's when it starts to get a little crazier.
Okay, so depending on the size, right? The size of the building, you'll obviously
Depending on the
require more
size,
resources.
material.
So we see right now on the screen something really cute. The fennec fox just well painting the ground. Okay, so that's something that's you don't see every day. So I know from watching Discovery Channel, like Discovery when it was good, and Animal Planet when it still existed. Around the time when MTV was still showing music, they don't really paint animals. They're not known for paint. I've seen an elephant paint, and like people were buying its paintings because people are odd, I guess. Yeah, fools and their money, I guess. What's that? What does the fennec have to do with the paintbrush?
He's marking his territory.
Okay, that's a very PG 13 like type of, because we know they do that differently. But what is marking the territory? What does that mean? Why do you mark your territory in Vulpine?
So there's always that issue in open world games where you can build where you want your own space, but you don't want people coming into your own space and building stuff on top of it. So basically, what you do is you claim a plot of land with the paintbrush, and that allows you to build upon that plot. It basically claims
Uh,
it so that only you and your pack members can build upon it.
oh, okay, so it's yours. Is it permanent? The claim?
It that's probably up to server settings, but with open world games, if you just let everyone's house stay up forever, eventually you won't have anywhere that isn't a house. So it'll likely declaim if you haven't used it for like a week.
Oh, all right. So maybe a time thing.
Yeah,
And
time.
where do you get the paintbrushes? Since you said that you won't see any humans, like
Uh,
there won't be a human store like just hello fox. Do you want to buy something today? Yes, I would like a paintbrush. Just
you
mark my
craft
territory.
it,
Oh, sure.
Just
Yeah. Oh,
craft
you
it,
crafted.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. It's- it should be a pretty easy thing to get the first paintbrush and the first sets of paint. It should just be like,
And
oh, berries and wood.
okay, sets of paint. And why would you have different sets of paint?
So different sets of paint allow you to paint a larger area. You have a limited amount of paint when you begin, so you can only make a smaller shack as a early game player. But as you unlock more, or as you gather and craft better paints, you can claim a larger area to build upon.
And I think one of the you mentioned on the Kickstarter page that some paints may give you a bonus. Is that
Yeah, you might
okay?
have a paint that increases the durability of your walls.
Okay. Oh, that's useful actually. Oh, since will your buildings be attacked by, let's say, enemies? Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay, will they be able to destroy them? I'm guessing yes.
Probably
No?
yes. It's
Okay.
very
Well,
likely that they will be able to. Uh, we are not sure about other players because I know that's the next question. We're not sure about other players yet because we don't want this to be too heavily on PvP. That'll likely be a server option though.
oh, so you don't want bastards just coming in to destroy the shacks and then just leaving servers? That's a good idea. I like
Yeah.
that idea. I like that idea.
Because
Sounds.
we've been playing some Rust in the past. We we've had our
I
fair
played
share.
I played Don't Starve Together and they were bitches doing that. They would come in and set fire to everything. I'm not kidding you. Bastards, really.
And
Some
in that game, that matters. Like having a fire in that game
yeah,
matters a lot.
ex- well, it's destruction is really shit, but that's a really good thing. A server option I think would be really good because it's like okay, if you want, you know, everyone for himself, him or herself, just let it on and whatever, just destroy everything. Just be bastards and destroy everyone's houses. We don't care, and there'll be more peaceful servers that say, you know what, just let the players be. If they want to build something good, if you want to fight, that's good, but no destruction on the buildings. That's
We really like server options in games.
mhm.
It's we like having options for things that we do or don't like.
Yeah, so
So
it's more customizable for each. Yeah.
we want it to be more customizable for people.
Okay, so something that's not customizable. So good segue. And something that we haven't talked about and well didn't even allude to, I think, a lot. Well, just a little maybe. And there's not a lot of mention about it. The combat.
The
We haven't
combat.
seen combat. Yeah, the combat between a player. Well, we have seen very little of combat. Like, how will that be? How will like a normal combat with just a normal creature, not a boss? Like, how will that happen? Will you just engage? You have to attack first. Will they see? Was there a cone of sight?
Uh, for like feral animals, if they see you, they're just going to attack you, and then you can just attack them back because they're. It'll be obvious that they're aggressive and intend to attack. Um, Otherwise, you would have to initiate combat.
Okay, and how tactical would a fight be? Will you just like I don't know like because different weapons will obviously result to different tactics, but will you have to plan your fights a lot beforehand, even with smaller enemies? Not smaller, like reasonably sized enemies. Will you have to just go around? Will there be, I don't know, can you block them? Is there a blocking feature on hits?
All right, I'm just gonna delve right into combat then.
Please.
We so we play survival games, right? And we've
Mm-hmm.
played a lot of Ark, and Ark's combat is basically when you have a melee weapon looking at a thing and clicking a lot, and we really dislike that a whole lot. So our combat system is based on combos and timing your animations. So you have a light attack, which is faster, but less damage, and you have a heavy attack, which is more damage but slower. And those have more than one attack, sorry. You can do light
Okay.
attacks and you can do heavy attacks. You can combo those into each other if you want to. You also have a dodge roll. You can dodge to any direction, actually. It used to be different, but we changed that. You can dodge, and basically it'll be based around you either tanking damage to try to get in a big hit, or based around attempting to avoid taking damage and getting hits in as you can. For instance, a rabbit is really quick, so it can get in and get out, but if it gets hit hard with a hammer, it's going to be rough.
Dead Wabbit, yeah. And any of these actions, will they take a resource like stamina? Because I haven't seen anything on the UI, at least what's been shown. Will they take something like that? Like you have a stamina, or I don't know. Uh, will your animal be get tired
Yeah, we,
after
we
hitting
have
too
to
many?
put in a stamina system. Like, if
Mhm.
we don't put one in, it'll be harder for larger animals to uh, win against smaller ones. So there'll be a stamina system. It's just not the UI is very
Early.
very work in progress.
Mhm. And will the stamina of values and regeneration? I'm guessing it will regenerate automatically, as you not move or don't do anything or
Yeah,
just
you're
walk.
looking at a Dark Souls style system there, where
Mm.
your stamina
Okay.
will, when you're not doing things, your stamina will increase.
And will the value differ? Will those values, the increase and the maximum level of stamina differ depending on the animal, the type of animal?
We haven't quite decided that yet.
Hmm.
That's
Because
all I can say on that. It's we need to mess around more with the combat to get a real good feel for it. But there's a decent chance that we'll have different staminas.
okay, and will any of these stats be upgradable?
That I cannot say.
Okay, so that's a yes. That's a yes. I'm joking.
That's neither a
Uh,
yes nor a no.
Okay, so it's to be decided, to be determined, TBD, right?
TBD.
TBD. Okay, fair enough. Something that hopefully is decided already. Because you mentioned about the player having some guidelines, some path that at least is suggested at some point. Will you have quests, missions in Vulpine?
Probably not.
Okay,
Not
so
like any structured quests or anything.
okay, so you won't have like like a wise owl giving you missions to kill an enemy and then bring up about its, I don't know, its eye or something.
I like that you came up with the wise owl example.
Well, it should be an animal that doesn't really fight a lot, and it's like, what's owl? Duh. Like that
Yeah,
would be my first goal. Owl,
yeah,
because
that
it
makes sense.
flies.
If,
It
if
would be on a yeah.
if we did have a quest giver, it would be an owl. That's you're right.
Okay, that's DLC. That's future DLC. That's post release DLC. Everyone, just okay. So so no on the specific missions at least. Will there be achievements? For taking down
Uh,
enemies or something.
yeah, probably. I mean, it will be integrated with Steam pretty well, so I don't see any reason why not.
And what what type of impact will the player have on the game world? Will you be able to basically exterminate the whole race of animals, or I know deplete an area of resources? Will they regenerate? Will they respawn? How does that work?
That's a question for Isaac. I can't really answer that one. That's pretty much programming based. Uh, so if Isaac were here, he'd be able to answer it, right, Ike?
Is he on the chat? Is in chat?
No,
Who
he's
is
not.
he?
He'll be watching
Seriously,
this
you do
later.
realize?
I know he will. He's gonna
Okay,
go.
you do, yeah.
He'll go through and go. You weren't supposed to say that. You're not supposed to
Okay, you
give
do realize that
things.
it's been 1 hour and 40 minutes,
Yes.
and we're not done yet, and we have to do another interview. You do realize that, right? Okay. After post Kickstarter, which is going to be successful. Just a quick note, just to put it out there, everyone. There's a link in the description below to Vulpine's Kickstarter page. You can get the game, the full game, for as little as $15. And again, from what I'm seeing, it will offer a lot of things. That's why I was, pretty much hooked on it from the beginning. I really like the visual side. That's actually the first thing that got me. So if you like it and you want to support Clockwork Giant Games to finish it, then please check out the Kickstarter page and consider pledging. That was just like
That's a really good pitch.
my
That was
plug.
like,
But you know what? A lot of people talk bullshit. I don't want to talk bullshit because I try to be, but of course people who talk bullshit would say that too. That's something else. But at least I say. But you know what? It's not. I really like the game. I really like the visual style. When I saw the fox with the sword in his mouth, I said, "What the hell is this?" And then I clicked, and I don't know why I like the idea. I've played a few survival games, and I think the market is saturated with the same old first person zombie or dinosaurs or monster crap, and it's not a bad thing. It just brings something different. I just saw recently another game. I'm not going to mention the name or anything because I don't remember it anyway because it was that good, and it was and they were saying like we would we want to reinvent the genre. It's like no, not reinvent. I saw the images. And it looked the same. It looked the same as every other game. Well, any other first-person you're a human survival game. No, no, it's the same crap. And it's not a bad thing. There can be 100 things that are the same and have success. You know, there's plenty. There's Rust. There's H1Z1. There's The Island. There's Ark. There are plenty. The market is saturated. With Vulpine, it is different. It is something different. It is a different take on the survival genre. I like that there's a different perspective on it. Actually, is it only going to be third person, or will there also be a first person view?
It'll only be
Since we
third
got-
person because otherwise the combat just wouldn't work out.
Mhm.
The combat's
Okay, so
based
that's
around
it.
perspective.
Yeah, that alone sets Vulpine apart from a lot of other survival games. And another thing that maybe, will set apart at least in some aspects, is the multiplayer, right? This is a big component, so I just kept it towards the end, let's say. Okay, the multiplayer, how is it going to work? Private servers? Can anyone make a dedicated server? How's it going to work?
Anyone
In terms
can
of,
make a
first server.
dedicated server. It's
Okay.
super similar to how Starbound, Terraria, Minecraft do their servers. Anyone can launch their own server, have anyone join. They can edit their settings before launching. There's going to be a GUI for people. Just a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so while Josiah is taking a little break, I'm just going to mention again that Vulpine is on Kickstarter right now. It's going to be until September 22nd, and it really needs a bit of help because they are trying to raise $30,000, and they're at 12,000. So, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we're still live. We're still live. 5
We're
people
still
are
live.
watching, so we're good.
Just had a road
If
bump.
anyone else, oh.
Had
You're on the road?
A real life
Are you
thing.
kid-
But no, I'm not on the road.
Dude, don't drive and interview at the same time. What are you doing?
It's like my voice sounds really good for being over phone wireless. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, anyone can
Sorry,
launch
the
their
mon-
own
mon-
server.
Mhm.
It'll have its own user interface that isn't a command shell, but you can also open a command shell if you want. Yeah, it should be super easy for you to get together with your friends. I can't say for sure.
How many?
Say what?
How many per server? How many players will there be per server? The
At
maximum.
least 32.
Okay.
For the maximum, at least 32. I mean, we'd like to get more players in a server, but it's just a matter of feasibility at that point. We can promise 32.
Okay, so you've tested something like? Have you done any testing with servers and you've tried like
yeah.
a bigger loadout?
We have players walking around as different animals in servers.
Oh.
Okay,
So wait. You have a build that works in multiplayer, and I don't have it. Okay, that's
because
nice.
it's
Nice,
like the
nice.
least user friendly. Like you have to open up a shell and do a specific thing to get your game to run correctly with the network, and then you have to
Yeah, that's not.
you have to do some
fun.
weird port forwarding stuff. It's not
Okay, so it's
user friendly at the moment.
So can you give me a few examples of the customization options per server, like enemy frequency, maybe boss frequency. Will there be a day-night cycle? Actually, that's I've never seen a night image.
We actually have dynamic weather, we have day and night and dynamic weather. We haven't shown off any of the dynamic weather because it's I haven't gotten around to making the art assets not stock art assets, so we haven't shown that off yet.
Will those will the weather influence the game in any way?
Yes, Isaac says he can do it, but I'm not going to say for sure because he's not here and he'd be angry if I confirmed a thing that's not for sure.
Come on, just you know him. Go on a limb. He's your brother, right? Wait, he's your brother, right?
Yes, he is my brother.
See,
It,
then just
it's. I'll go out on a limb and say he'll hit me if I say the wrong thing.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Older brother?
Older brother for sure. Yeah, he's 5 years older than me.
Okay, so all right, so that's okay, so he can definitely hit you. That's I got it.
Yeah, but he doesn't
I
understand
have
time zones.
Oh, come on, it's fine. You know what? We'll do another interview. Seriously, like, I would like to do an interview with you both. I'm grateful that I can do this one. And after the Kickstarter, let's talk, or maybe closer to the closed beta release, and let's maybe do one when I actually can play, and we can talk about the game where it's at that point.
Sure.
Let's So you said about multiplayer, you can customize it a lot. There's servers that anyone can make. Will there be any public servers that you're going to run?
Yes. We have
Okay.
we have server costs put into the are calculated into
Kickstarter.
the Kickstarter.
Okay. Can you tell me how many servers are you thinking of having at launch? Public servers, I mean.
That's like
Very technical question.
a very technical question. It just really depends. Like when we're closer, I could answer that question.
Oh, okay. To see the load and okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So you said that there will be scaling based on how many players are on the server, right? So that's going to change, like maybe the frequency of the. Actually, you can customize that. You said, will there be any automatic scaling for example, the enemies or the boss in terms of health, depending on how many players there are on the server, or will they be just customizable?
Like that like if we had 32 players group up on a monster, I'd like that fight to go
exactly.
on a little longer than 30 seconds.
Okay.
So there will
So yes,
probably be
kind of.
scaling of some sort.
Hmm.
Uh, it'll likely scale to the amount of players in a pack or the amount of players in an area.
So how the
But I can't say for
packs?
sure. That's Isaac's the programmer.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. He's the one who's going to work on all this in. Tell me about the packs. So these are what the groups you can make. How big can they be? Like and what bonuses do packs bring? Why would anyone want to be in a pack?
Well, one of the bonuses is that you can share your building area with your pack, so you can all build on the same area, and you can expand the area more with more people. To just allow for more space. You do share experience when you're near your pack members, so your weapon levels up, so you'll share experience from that.
So it's good to hunt in a pack like that, right?
Yeah,
Because you're
and it'll
damaged.
also
Yeah.
it'll also just like let you know uh, which things are your friends and which things are not your friends. So you'll go out
Will
as a
it
pack.
be? Yeah. Sorry.
You'll go out
Sorry.
as a pack and hunt. So like hunting a wild bear, it's probably pretty difficult for a single player. But if you got multiple players together, it'd be easier to take it down.
Will there be friendly fire, or is that something that's again customizable?
I don't think there'll be friendly fire. But I'm not sure if that'll be customizable either, because that just might be really annoying.
Yeah, it's just a box. Like, do you want to kill your friends? Yes. Like, do you want to hurt your friends? Yes, please. Yes, please, sir. Vulpine server. It's just, I mean, just for fun. Yeah, but yeah, it's you know what we it's something that is, I don't know, like that supersedes servers basically, which is pretty amazing. I think that's something that's dense, right? What the heck are dens?
Dens.
Don't give me the dictionary definition. Just like, you know what I mean.
It's what we called our little. There's little instanced areas. Every single player has their own den. It's a instanced area away from everything. You can't craft in it, but you can use it to store equipment and rare drops, so that you can take them between servers, from server to server.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's a
my
bit
throat.
pretty big. It's okay. I'll just have a little water. I'm thinking that dens being available on any server, that would be a pretty big thing. If you can take your den, I'm guessing it's something that's saved locally, and then you just like load it from your system. I think that's pretty cool because basically you can, I don't know, like switch servers in a way, if I guess, and then have the same den and have the same equipment. Or if you want to, I don't know how that works. Will be a den per creature or per account. How will that work?
I'm thinking per creature or per animal, um,
Hmm.
but per account is a thing that could happen. That's again down to Isaac, whether he wants to do that or not. Uh,
So
I
basically
like I
the
like
den is the. Hmm? Sorry.
continue. Hmm?
No, you said you like what? You liked
Oh, I
per
would like
account?
per animal, yeah.
Ah, per animal. Okay, okay. So that's the den is basically your mm, most personalized area, right? Where you
Yeah.
put anything that you can you put resources, anything like that?
Not like easily gettable resources. Like we don't want a player to just go from one server
Stock up soup.
to like a really not populated server that just launched or something, and then have a massive base immediately. So
Okay.
we're picking and choosing what you can and can't store there. Uh,
Maybe your weapons.
you can definitely store your weapons. That's
Mm.
what we want you to be able to take over for sure. Any rare drops, basically anything that doesn't um, give you a massive leg up on everyone else in the server.
Yeah. Well, technically a weapon with it, but you earn it, right? So that is true. I mean, you played for that weapon, so it
Yeah,
makes sense
the
for you
the,
to have it.
the build of the weapon matters more than the raw attack power to me.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's kind of where that comes from.
Okay, so that's well, the multiplayer is going to be a big thing. I guess that's I really like that you're going for like from the beginning you're going for such a big customization like option in terms of what you can do with it. And I don't know, let's hope that there'll be like 1,000 server or something like Vulpine, so you can like join everything. There'll be like passwords and stuff, so I'm guessing there'll be people who do that. That'll be really
Oh
cool
yeah,
actually.
private servers, all that.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about the Kickstarter campaign. So it's not even mid. It's going to until September 22nd. It's looking to raise $30,000. Tell me a little bit about what feedback you got from people after launching the Kickstarter. What did they like? What did they didn't like? Maybe. Well,
It's
Vulpine.
really
Not
it's
the
really
Kickstarter. I mean,
weird. Um,
yeah.
some people seem to really like the idea of animals with weapons, and some people just seem to not understand why it's appealing at all. Like some of them just don't like the core
Want
concept.
raw?
That's
Oh.
super weird to me. I haven't seen anyone go, "Oh, animals with weapons. That's all right." It's either been this is amazing or I'm not sure about that. It just
Also
it seems
very
to be
polarizing.
polarizing.
Yeah. Okay,
Uh,
that's interesting, but why? I mean, just because it's not real, but you're not going for realism. I'm guessing that should be pretty obvious, right? That you're
yeah,
not
we
going for
try to make that
realism
as
with
obvious
Vulpine.
as possible. I think it comes
Mm,
through.
yeah, I think it's maybe a preference. I mean, sure, it looks
It's
different. It
definitely
doesn't look unnatural. Oh wait, actually, because I've seen the rabbit in this video. Like he just kicks. Can you just do melee without any weapon? Can you attack without any weapon?
Yeah, we have that in case like somehow you got rid of your weapon. Like you got rid of your toothpick somehow. You can use melee. It's
And
built.
that would be like really crap.
It's like this is necessary for me to attack a thing to like gather wood to make another toothpick kind of deal.
Ah, okay, okay. So it's you can use that to, it's not for combat basically. It's you don't go fighting a boss with your bare, well, paws, I guess.
You should have just said bare hands. It's too good to pass up.
True, true, but it's like I just want to encompass every creature and you know. I mean the fennec needs a little love too, so it has they have paws. Come on, they're all paws.
The fennec is definitely like the crowd favorite right now.
Is it? Come on, it's adorable. And
It is.
and just a quick note, on the Kickstarter, you can actually get there is a tier where you can get a 3D printed figurine of one animal, right? Like you can choose which animal, right? Out of a few.
Yes, yes.
So I think it's $250, and when I first saw it, I was thinking, I'm not such a big fan of like figurines, and I've never collected any of the things. I don't know. It's a personal preference. And after I kind of saw the concept, I was thinking, oh, I want that because they're adorable. It's like they're all, of course, in the style of the game. They're like low polygon, let's say, and they're really cute. So if you want one, seriously, that would be, even if you don't want to play Vulpine, that's a really cool thing to have. I mean, screw the Pokemon. That's have a fennec with a spear in its mouth. That's awesome. That's actually really cute. That's
We've
seriously,
uh,
I was yeah.
we've also added a. I don't think we've added the image for the add-ons to the main page. I need to get on that. We've added add-ons, and there's a
Now?
yeah.
Don't,
There's
don't do it now.
not now. We have a $40 add-on for 3 minifigures of animals. They're more stylized, but they are not as big as the.
Well, so you can lose them easier, basically. Smaller, easier to lose.
I can print them easier and paint them easier because these are all painted by hand.
Wow, okay, that's quite some manual labor there, and this isn't a sexual reference, it is actual manual labor. But it's actually really cool. What? It's true. But seriously, if you see them, I again, I was not in any way attracted to this type of reward because I'm just not into that. But when I saw them, yes, I want it. Like they're adorable. They really are adorable, and I like my desk needs a little fennec. I don't know why. It's asking for it. It's just, and I
We
never had that. I don't know. I developed a fennec fetish since seeing Vulpine's fennec. Really, I
I-
always thought them they were
great
cute,
example.
but now I'm not going to say I'm getting aroused when I see it. Because but I don't know.
So over at Clockwork Giant Games, we're huge animal lovers, but not in that way. So like
To that, yeah,
I've actually
yeah,
like gone and pet a fennec fox before. Those things are crazy.
like crazy as in like hyper.
They are super hyper, and they're constantly trying to dig everything up. Even on like hard surfaces,
Well,
they're trying to dig.
oh, that's
It's
adorable.
adorable.
That should be like an emote, right? Because you have a goal, right? A community goal, right?
Segue. Nice
For
segue.
emojis.
I'm gonna point it out each
No,
time.
because you know what? This was on my mind like since I read about it because I didn't tweet it at you, but I have two suggestions. Definitely a scratch emote because
Oh
they're
man,
adorable when they
you're
scratch.
right. I didn't even think
I
about
mean,
that.
seriously.
Oh,
No, definitely scratching and something that's more personal because well, I have a dog and I really like how when she does that. And yes, I call my dog she because it's a female, and I'm not going to call her it because
Okay.
that's I don't know.
that makes more sense
That's
to
just
me.
that's my prerogative. Stretching, when they stretch, like it's adorable when they stretch. They try to stretch and like they just go on their that's adorable. Stretching and oh, stretching definitely stretching. That's my second option. Scratching is my first, stretching, and then shaking their like fur. When they get wet, when they try to get the water out of their fur. That would be cute.
All right, scratch.
I just like it.
I'm actually writing.
You're writing it down?
Yeah, I'm actually
Okay,
writing.
just a quick note for if you're going to make the shake one, you're going to have to implement Furworks from NVIDIA in Vulpine. So just tweet Tom Peterson from NVIDIA, because that's the only guy I know from NVIDIA, and he'll hook you up. He'll hook you up. And you know what? We have Vulpine. We have a game. We want to add fur to the animals. They look very simplistic right now because that's the visual style. But we want to have fur on them for specific reasons. Actually, it would be cool. Only when they shake, like the fur would appear. That would no, but seriously, that would be pretty graphics intensive. Like just to have them morph, like just for appearing, just for that, and then subsiding, just going back into the. That'd be cool.
Could you imagine how nightmarish these models would look with fur? Having a geometric fox just randomly sprout fur.
Yeah, that would be probably look like crap. But it at least will be, what? At least it will get like Vulpine among like the most graphics intensive games, because it'll be like, okay, so we have, I don't know, like 500 polygons on a creature, and then you have like in 1 second, in like half a second, there will be like a million like hairs coming out of it, and like that's the benchmark. It's like, oh, we have a 1080 and it goes
we have a
100
benchmark mode
frames per second. Exactly. That's the benchmark mode. So you can like we have a Titan X not Pascal. Pascal, and it goes from 1080p. We have like from 120 frames. When your animal just shakes, it's going to like 20 frames per second. Top that, Cryptic.
And I mean, I'd like to say that our game is pretty optimized right now.
That's actually good. It's like
it runs really. These draw calls are low, and these models are optimized.
Okay, so see now you're making the segue. All right, draw calls. That's very technical. Tell me a little bit about the engine of Vulpine. What are you using?
I get to use Isaac's prepared statement.
Okay. Just can you read it in his voice?
His voice is too similar to mine.
Oh, okay. That's. Did you do prank calls a lot when you were children, like just trying like?
It's like a roll of the dice when I answer the phone, whether or not someone's going to go, "Oh, hey Joe," or "Hey Ike."
Really? Oh, okay. That's really similar. That's really similar. Okay, sorry. Tell me. Please read the statement.
Isaac says, we're using Unity 3D, mainly because we have years of experience using it. It allows us to port to many different platforms with ease and has a large active community. For real, Isaac's been using Unity for freaking forever, and I've been using it for at least years.
And you do realize that he just made a segue right there, right? Without even being here.
He did it on purpose.
He said multiple platforms. But we'll get into that. Just tell me a little anything else he wrote? Just so
That's all he wrote on Unity 3D. It's like, hey, we're using Unity.
Okay, did he make anything, because we talked a bit already, did he make anything custom for it?
Okay, he has 3 paragraphs for this.
Okay.
All right. Yes, we've actually had to build a few custom systems for the game. Number 1, we realized that we'd be adding lots of contents and items into the game, so we made a system to streamline the process of taking art assets and getting them into the game. This allows us to dynamically load items into the game and also tweak their stats from a spreadsheet, which saves us a ton of time for a team of 2 people. That's true.
So basically, it saves you time.
It saves me time. It saves him time. Most of the things that have been built for Vulpine are for me to get get time saved.
Mm-hmm.
So I can load in items and edit items really quickly while Isaac does programming stuff.
In bulk?
And
Can you do in bulk?
yeah, so it's all on a spreadsheet that we it it pulls it from the spreadsheet, so I can just edit things on the spreadsheet and it just happens, and I can just load up the build and it's there.
That sounds pretty awesome, actually.
And
Like
one of
really awesome.
the more awesome things about it is all of the names and text are stored in this spreadsheet. So you could edit the text and have it be in game immediately, meaning if we were to localize this game, we could give the localizer some really good tools.
Oh, and hackers can hack anything in it, right? Basically,
Nope.
if you get to that spreadsheet, oh no.
Nope.
Are you sure? Because hackers can do a lot.
That's for
these
us.
days.
That's not for the game.
Okay.
Like the game has
Okay.
we'll store it in a different way, but the spreadsheet's for us to edit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and anything else
Yes, actually.
that's made for
Number 2. Since the
Number
combat
2?
system
Oh, we
we're
have
using
numbers.
in game, I don't know why he numbered it. There's only 2 of them. Since the combat system we're using in game relies heavily on timing animations with combos, move canceling, and other mechanics, we build an animation event system with a custom editor to quickly add and tweak events that are synchronized with animations. This allows. Did he even proofread this? Seriously? This allows use
No,
to
I kind of get it.
combat in an intuitive way while also automatically networking the events. Let me take a drink of water.
Yeah, sure. So basically, from what I understand, this is the combat is very, let's say, tuned because it is so movement dependent and reactive, right? And active and reactive, I guess. That as soon as you do anything, the whole combat is kind of, let's say, tweaked around that. So if you hit and do a combo and maybe you just move around, then everything is kind of calculated live based on all of those actions. So it's very that's what I understand, at least. That's my take.
Yeah, so
for
like
that
the
paragraph.
animation editor, it allows me to like define when an attack begins, so when to turn on the hitbox, that's the word.
Box?
When to turn on the
Hitbox, yeah.
hurt box and when to turn off the hurt box, and it also lets me tell it when you can cancel a move, because like most third-person games, you have a recovery animation, but you can almost always skip it by pushing a direction, so that's in there for me, and it allows me to define when and where things happen, and then it automatically networks it. So it's
Which
really
is very
useful
good for
tweaking
for
combat.
and for the combat looking fluid, right? So there's no
Yeah.
like jaggy, like just skipping, basically an animation. You won't just like be rolling and then you do something else and the fog just stops midair or something.
Yeah, it allows me to tune a lot of things and make sure things are working correctly.
So it's well, that's, I guess that will be a lot of it will be seen, as you progress and you showcase the game more. Especially the combat, it would be nice. I don't know how far along you are with that. Like maybe a video with combat would be really nice. I think would be really nice to see, to see more of how all of these mechanics merge together. So it is it's a really, because it looks like you're going for a very, very engaging fight where you just don't stand still or you just don't hit and back off and just, okay, that's it. Let me just let the enemy come to me and stuff like that. So it feels like that's what I understand, at least. It feels very engaging. Like you're always doing something when you're in combat. You either are dodging or you're trying to do a combo while looking at what your enemy is doing, if it wants to hit, if it's dodging, if it's, I don't know. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how I see it.
I,
So it'd be nice if we could see some representation whenever you can, just tomorrow. It's Sunday.
yeah, just tomorrow. I mean, I
No,
would
but
love to.
that's yeah.
I would love to get videos of the combat out there. It's just not ready yet.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
it's
have
okay. It's
60
Monday.
animations for every weapon for every animal, and
Wow, that's a lot.
it's a lot. So like when people ask us if we can add a new weapon, it's like not really. That's a lot of animation work. So like it's
Well,
so much tweaking and so much animating.
okay, if someone would pledge like $10,000, maybe you can reconsider that. Just saying. I don't know.
It would probably push the game back by 2 months.
Yeah, but that's you know what. Even if
That,
that happens, I
I'm not
think
saying it
people
wouldn't be
can
worth.
be. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's well depending on the weapon, I guess. So wait, only melee weapons, right? Just so because we didn't mention that only melee weapons in Vulpine, right?
Yeah, we made like
No.
a hard stance to go against range.
Okay.
We
Why?
because we played a lot of
What do you have?
Rust,
What? Okay. Why do you
and
hate ranged weapons?
we played a lot of Rust, and sometimes you play Rust and you walk and then you die and you have no idea why you died, but you were shot apparently, and that
Ah.
happens in Infinitum. And Vulpine was originally a much more PvP based game, so that's when we took our
Vulpine
no
101.
stance. It's also because like ranged weapons are really easy to like cheat, and it's a lot harder to cheat a melee weapon in a game.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's not as let's say it's not as much action, right? When you're just shooting from afar, it's like yeah,
Yeah,
sure, I'm going
it's
to start shooting at this, and depending on how good my weapon is, I could be killing this enemy before he reaches me, and
like there are
it
plenty of
feels
games
powerful,
that do
but
that,
also yeah.
and they do it well. So we kind of distanced ourselves from it.
Yeah, I kind of prefer range weapons. So I'm not liking Vulpine anymore. I'm kidding. No, I really like it. I'm kidding. It's you know what the spear. I really like the spear. I think that would be kind of the first weapon that I would maybe the second, the katana and the spear, especially the spear because it allows the animal to hit from farther away. So
Yeah, it's
it's
got
still
that
melee,
range.
but yeah, exactly. You still get a slightly bigger distance between you and your opponent. So I would like to that was the second weapon that actually got my attention. I would definitely like to try that after the katana because the katana is just it's a katana. It's awesome.
It's ridiculous.
It's Jesus. I want to be a fennec with a katana. Seriously, but wouldn't I be chopping my ears off? I think
It's,
that would be really dangerous.
it would be really dangerous, but none of the animations have the ears in that position to be chopped off. So
Ah, okay. That's so no
I
chop. Okay,
I had
that's
to
confirmed.
edit I had to edit the animations for the Finnick to make sure the ears were in the right position at all times.
Yeah, just never always hold them up and back. That's it. If it's Jesus, poor Fennec, seriously. Actually, it uses well technically they're good for something, so that's not okay.
Yeah,
We're not going to segue
they're
right
dual
now.
purpose.
Actually, wait. Is there actually a like an actual purpose for like in game? I mean, any like bonus for the Fennec because of the big ears?
You know,
Can you hear
we
from farther away?
we originally like before the Kickstarter we're like we we should probably just keep these the same per size
Mm-hmm.
animal so that it doesn't become too much of a hassle. But like after adding the rhino, we were like we really want a charge on the rhino,
Mm-hmm.
so we might add
Yeah, because it's
special abilities for animals. We'll see.
well, yeah. The Fennec would be like twitchy. It was like just move its head like hello, like it's just like it has I don't know like I don't know.
I
I'm not
mean,
going to say
the
a
ears are there for two
disease or something.
reasons. It allows it to hear really well, but it's also a heat dispenser. It like removes
Oh
all the
yeah.
heat from its body using its ears.
Oh, okay,
It's a weird animal.
that's not. Well, it's a yeah, it is a weird animal,
I mean, I
but it's
love them.
cute. You know what? I say it's a weird animal. It's not that weird, but when you see it with a hammer and it's like, yeah, this is weird. This is not normal. This makes no sense.
It's a weird game.
Where's the
I'll put
realism?
that out there right
Yeah,
now. It's a weird game, guys. I like it a
yeah,
lot.
but in a good way.
Yeah,
In a good way, because it's unique. It's definitely unique, and then we'll go to something that's not unique. I'm not. This is not segue. I'm
it's,
just trying to move on because no, it's been like 2 hours
it's
and
been
20
like two
minutes. So if
hours. Someone just tried to
and if
enter the room thinking the interview was over.
yeah, see, it's like uh, I no, because we would probably talk for a long time. It's just probably getting. Hope it's not getting boring for anyone, and I'm just worried about YouTube processing this for like 20 days because I've been having problems with that. So fingers crossed for YouTube to stop to process this video like quickly, so it's available in full and in 1080p, 60 frames per second. Fine. Um, let's talk about the release. So you said around July. That's
Hmm?
the goal. PC only.
PC and Mac.
Mhm.
Uh,
And anything else?
we get a lot of questions about Linux. Linux is a very harsh maybe because we just don't
Because
know how
nobody
long that'll
plays.
take.
Yeah,
It's
nobody plays
Linux is
on
a
that. Who's
possibility,
asking?
but probably
Okay,
not
I
till
really, I would,
early access.
you know what? I would really like to see the install base for any game on Linux. Any game, I don't care, or any game. Because like people say, "Hey, like, seriously, how many are actually people who are paying for games on Linux?" That's I don't know. I mean, you see that the Steam stats, right? Because you're going to get on Steam because you've been greenlit. Actually, Vulpine has been greenlit in less than 2 weeks,
Yeah, it
which
was
tells you
written in
something.
less than 2 weeks, and also like
Yeah.
8 months ago.
Yeah, but no, but that shows you that there is an interest in Volpine in this concept. That was a lot earlier on. So if it's going to be on Steam, how many players are on Linux on Steam? I'm not criticizing them or anything. I'm not,
Less than a
but
percentage of
it's
all Steam users use Linux.
yeah. See, that's disappointing, especially if you want to get your game out for as many people as possible. It's more feasible to try to go for consoles, I guess.
Hmm.
And since I'm saying that, any
And
plans for
since
that?
you're saying that, everything we have is we've made sure that everything that we put in Vulpine is able to be put on a console. Everything is compatible with both the PS4 and the Xbox One. Probably not the Wii U. Sorry. Um,
Oh,
it's.
selfish. The NX, the NX. Come on, Nintendo NX.
I mean,
It's
we
coming.
don't have access to the NX like most
It's just
developers.
it's just a Tegra tablet, like secret. It's just a tablet. It's a pretty cool Tegra tablet, but
What is the
yeah,
thing actually going to be? Is that going to be a train wreck or not? I can't tell yet.
I from the rumors, I don't, I wouldn't, I know,
Back to
probably
consoles.
no, I don't know.
That
You know what? I'm
we're
a PC
thinking
gamer,
about
so
consoles, but
mm,
it would likely be after early access.
mm. Okay, fair enough. After early access, but okay, but still, are you speaking maybe with any publisher for that? Because I know a lot. I've known some individual developers who were like doing and self-publishing on Steam. Their game on Windows, Mac, Linux, and but for consoles they looked for outside help for a publisher to get them easier access to uh the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Any discussions there? Are you considering maybe partnering with someone for that?
We have a lot of developer friends, like a lot. So we have a, a plethora of options if we want to go that route. Uh, Not that we're considering or not considering right now. It's just we're so focused on the Kickstarter right now.
True. That is a big. But since you said like it would be doable on consoles and it's prepared for that too, Will you have control support for the PC version?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um,
Like
why am I getting?
at launch?
Oh yeah, I honestly prefer to play third-person games with a controller. So like
Yeah,
we're
everybody does.
we're making sure that this game works with the controller really well.
Mhm.
Um, we support like up to I think it's like over 100 different controllers with the game, including
Oh.
flight sticks. If you really wanted to use a flight stick with Vulpine. Um,
Well, see, you support fly sticks, you're going to need to add like a freaking pterodactyl. Because nobody wants a freaking pigeon in Vulpine. It's like you have cool animals.
yeah, we have cool animals. We have the cool ones, like the rabbit.
Yeah. Well, no, wait, the rabbit is cool. Rabbit is cool. They even made
Rabbit.
Bugs Bunny out like from it. So remember Bugs Bunny? This tells everyone how old everybody is in here, or at least how old I am. Who? Bugs Bunny, like cartoon character? No, what? No, nobody knows that.
I saw a
Uh,
whole lot of
huh?
Looney Tunes growing up.
Not the same thing. Kidding. No, but it is. No, but it's cool. You know what? Rabbits are cool. I don't know. I like rabbits. I think they're cute. Sure, they're not the most menacing of creatures, but they're so commonplace and they're everywhere. Like the Easter Bunny. That's just that makes no sense, really. Easter Bunny. Who gives a crap about Easter Bunny? Nobody.
Just remember, everyone,
He's like
don't feed your rabbits carrots.
why?
Carrots are really bad for the the digestion of a rabbit. Like it
Why?
really
Because they
messes.
have too much water in them,
It
or they're like heavy to.
I don't remember, but it's like something. It like actually messes with their stomach. So don't
No, they're
actually
hard
feed
to
your rabbit
digest them.
carrots.
Okay, that's like that's PSA. So that's that is today's public service announcement
Want to
from
ask me
Clockwork
any
Giant
more random
Games.
questions about the animals in Vulpine? I know a lot about these animals now.
Well, oh, you've studied actually. How much have you been like? Have you been watching documentaries? Have you been like surfing a lot of Wikipedia for all this?
Like when I model these animals, I actually have like images of like fox cadavers and like skeletal structures up on the screen. So like, I then go through and like figure out how I should animate them and like apparently foxes do eat a lot of berries, as it turns out.
Okay,
Didn't know that.
so you just demonetized my video right now because you talked about a dead animal,
No,
and that can be offensive for anyone who saw a dead animal.
no, it's medical
Seriously,
terms. We're using medical terms, guys.
yeah, yeah, we're still going to be. Jesus, seriously. But no, but that's actually interesting. Have you like what research did you go to zoos or something like just to see them like okay like hello fox like take a weapon like it's just like did you 3D printed a weapon like fox here like grab this and you just like see what happens.
We've wanted to make the joke of like motion capture where we just have a video of our cat and we're like, here, just take the sword. Just take you need to take the sword.
You know there would be people who do that, right? Like David Cage. I think he's called David Cage, right? The guy from I don't remember the studio name. The guy who they made like Beyond, no Beyond, like the Sony specific games, like Fahrenheit. You know the game. The guy who always makes like cinematic games and they're like all motion capture, Heavy Rain. You know those games. Like he was like using a lot of motion capture. He wants a cinematic feel. He would do that. He would put like those little balls on the animals and just like motion captured everything they do. He would
Yeah,
do
it's
that
it's
probably.
crazy. I don't know how they managed to make it to get an animal so obedient that you can put a bunch of golf or ping pong balls on them and get them to act.
I they would. I'm guessing there you could find something and do that,
It's
and that would
super
be
crazy.
crazy. But you know,
What were we talking
artists.
about?
We're thinking about David Cage and his amazing. Actually, I have no idea what he's doing. Probably another game that's. Let's not talk about the games. Actually, I can't play any of the games because anyway, they're all PlayStation 4 exclusives. He did Beyond Two Souls, I think, right? I think Beyond Two Souls. I think that was
Yeah,
him.
he did. I played that.
Quantic Dream. Quantic Dream is the studio, right?
Yeah, Quantic Dream.
Right?
They did Heavy Rain, Beyond Two
Yeah, yeah.
Souls, Fahrenheit.
Indigo Prophecy, yeah. Indigo Prophecy slash Fahrenheit, yeah. It's the same, yeah, yeah. Nomad Soul. Does anybody remember like that Omicron or something like that? Nomad Soul, which had it was from '99. It had like David Bowie in it.
Oh man, you're right. It had David Bowie, and oh, that was so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. Yeah, and now everyone we're just going to hold a minute of silence for David Bowie. R.I.P. David Bowie. Yeah, I wasn't exactly a fan, but it was sad for seeing him go. That was sad.
Yeah.
So getting back to Vulpine, like just no, but this is a good segue because we didn't talk about this seriously. With like from David Bowie, what was he doing? Well, not a lot in these last days. Actually, no, I was thinking of a really bad like joke. Sorry.
Didn't he put out an album? Like not that
Actually,
long
yeah, he
ago?
did. Yeah, he did. Just I think maybe a few weeks before, like a week before dying or something.
Yeah.
So basically, he was making music for everybody who doesn't know David Bowie because they're too young and they only know like Justin Bieber and later. He was like a really huge artist. He punk rock, I guess, in the early days, and since the 70s, I think, or 60s, huge star. He made music, okay, with actual lyrics and no twerking and no strippers in the videos. And since we talk about music, tell me a little bit about the music in Vulpine. Like, who are you working with, and like, what are the general themes of the tracks in that you're going to include in Vulpine?
Oh, well, we're working with Tyler Shaw, also known as Aviators sometimes. He's really good. He's really good. We give him like the vaguest idea of what we want for like we give him an idea for a biome and he's like, "Oh, here's this sketch," and it's like a beautiful piece, and we're like, "Oh, okay, that's great." He's seriously good to work with.
So you're just letting the master work, basically?
Yeah, we barely give him direction, and he comes back with like exactly the kind of thing we wanted.
So, is he making anything animal specific in terms of the audio?
No. Most of what he's doing is the individual biomes will have different music, and there'll sometimes just be general music that plays as you're in the world.
Mhm. And for combat, something different from the combat?
Yes, there is something different for the combat. I'm looking forward to that one a lot.
Yeah? It's
No,
like super intense, it's super... Is he going all heavy metal?
Oh
Death
man,
metal?
we talked to him about it, and we weren't sure if he was comfortable with doing what we suggested, but he came back and like basically said exactly what we wanted. So I'm excited to hear what he does for that.
Yeah, okay, and I think there's a Kickstarter pledge, right? Kickstarter tier that gets you the official soundtrack, right?
Yeah, for $30 you can get the official soundtrack. It's about
And I'm guess, yeah.
10 tracks long. Is
Okay.
is
So
probably the length.
that's pretty much album size.
Yeah, full album probably.
And I'm guessing are you thinking of making that a DLC like when you release on Steam?
Yeah, that'll like he'll be selling that on his all of his distribution sites, and we'll also have that probably as a bundle on Steam.
Okay, can you please make sure that if I make a video on Vulpine, like my video will not get flagged because of the very very lovely music that he does. Because that happens.
We're gonna go to him and be like, "Oh hey, by the way, can you do this?" I'm
No,
pretty
'cause
sure he'll be
you know
okay
what,
with it.
I hope, because it didn't happen a lot of times, maybe 3 or 4 times, and it's shit. It's like,
It's the
oh,
worst.
you got your video? No, but it's like 30 seconds of song, right? Like, I didn't know that it was, okay, 30 seconds of song, 2 hours of live stream. And banned and demonetized by the copyright holder. So basically, of course, some people would say like, "Oh, you're not working; you're just playing a game. Get a real job," stuff like that. Yeah, like you want to see what I did today? It's like freaking real job. It is a real job, but I like it, and I'm not making money off it, but I like it. So that's no, but it's really shit, because it's like 30 seconds of song, and they get money for 2 hours of video, and that's not fair, I mean, sure, if it was, and I'm talking over it, it's like shit. Your song is not heard a lot because I'm talking over it. I have a shit voice, and nobody's going to rip the song like from the video that I made with my voice on it, right? Because that nobody wants to hear my voice. Like, it's really shit. It's really shit. I had a few problems, but they were really resolved. There were some really, really, really nice developers who didn't know that was happening, and they talked to the rights holder, and that was resolved. So that was it. Just can happen, and you don't even know it. Basically, there were some developers that didn't even know about it, and it's like I wasn't blaming them. I was blaming the freaking system from YouTube that just flags everything. Copyright note, like copyright holder for 40 seconds. Anyway, so that's not going to happen, but that's
probably going to adopt the same like stance as Chucklefish did, where everything in game is fair game for you. Like I have a friend who likes to make YouTube videos and stream games, and I would hate if he got a DMCA claim from one of my games.
Yeah, so it's really shit because you do add something to it, even if it's crappy commentary, like, and it's to be monetized by someone else, because that's what happens often. It's like it's monetized by someone else, and you have no control over it. Well, technically you can delete the video, but that's that's pretty crap.
Wait, Christian.
So hopefully that won't happen.
We're nearing on 3 hours here.
Okay, you have to go. I know. It's like, you do realize it's like almost 2 a.m. here, right?
Yeah, I was like, wait, it's like almost 2 a.m. there. We should probably...
Yeah. So, okay, so we said about the platforms. We talked extensively about Vulpine. Let's... something totally different. What else do you play? So you're making Vulpine, you're... Oh my god, I so wanted to do a deep joke about this. Like, I don't know, like... You're in deep. I don't know what's. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Hearthstone stuff. Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, and whenever the commenters are saying that he went in deep, everybody like in the comment section like, oh, he went in deep, haha. Like, okay, dude, I know, get sexual joke, whatever. You're deep into making Vulpine. When you're not, what else are you playing? What else?
Battlefield 1.
Are you seriously playing? Really?
Oh yeah, we are huge Battlefield fans. We've been playing since way back on the crappy computer that could only run it at 800 by 600. We love the series so much. So we've been playing that beta when we're not working.
How do you like it? How are you liking it so far?
There are some design decisions I disagree with. We'll leave that at that.
Please share. Come on, it's not going to this is not going to impact your employment at EA Games on DICE. Actually, you have to move to actually go to DICE. I don't think they have a studio.
Yeah, I think
US.
you actually have to go to DICE to do that. Yeah.
Where
are they based?
Yeah, you don't want to go to. I think Sweden. Yeah, you don't want to go to Sweden.
Yeah,
seriously.
It's pretty far away.
No comment there. No, it's not that. It's the no comment. Let's. This is going to political, so let's not.
We also like Overwatch a whole lot. We play that lot. We play a lot of Overwatch. We sometimes play that with our composer as well on his stream when he streams.
Okay, so pretty different, like from you're making an action game, third person, and then you're playing a lot of first person shooters. That's really interesting.
We love first person shooters.
Okay, so what else is going on now? Battleborn? Have you tried that?
That looks not as good. I'm not sure about Battleborn. There are so many things with the art direction in that game that I want to just pick apart piece by piece and go, this is why I dislike this. This is what I disagree with. when you develop games, you start to look at games a lot differently.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many things that bother me about games now. You can't look at
That's
games
kind
the same.
of, yeah. That's actually well, yeah. You know how the sausage is made, right? It's like, so it's not as Lawbreakers. Have you tried that? I played alpha a bit.
Oh, I heard about Lawbreakers.
You know,
I,
from
I,
Bosky.
I haven't tried it.
Mm.
It's
Well, they said like it's, you know,
I'm into anything.
it's just another.
Like,
Really?
I'll
No,
try
because
that.
you know, yeah. Well, they're working on they're taking a step back now, you know, to look at the feedback from the alpha apparently. So I guess we have to wait a little bit for the next phase. But I don't know. I kind of like it. It was uh, there were not lots of characters, like 4 characters. I don't know. It felt more. I haven't played Overwatch, but from what I've seen, it's a bit slower than Lawbreakers. Look, Lawbreakers kind of takes me back to, you know, days of actual multiplayer shooters. And when I say actual multiplayer, so I mean 1999 playing Unreal Tournament
Unreal
on
Tournament.
software rendering, okay, software rendering, okay. So yeah. So
Yeah.
those were the days. Those were
Those
the
were the
days.
days.
Just yeah. Oh, jeez, we're so old. Okay, so just let's just take it back to 2016. Do you have any closing thoughts on? Can you give me a score from 1 to 10? I'm kidding. No. Some closing thoughts. You know, if there's anything you want to say to, you know, the people still watching, I guess. It's like, Jesus, these people won't shut the fuck up.
Vulpine, made by us, Clockwork Giant Games. It's on
What's that?
Kickstarter. You should share it with your friends.
Actually, you should. It's a really nice game. There's a link in the
Please
description
share it.
because I always put links in the description, and you can also go to @Clockwork Giant, right? That's your Twitter handle.
Yeah.
And you can help them with the community goals, and also you can suggest emote options, right? Choices.
Yeah, emote options.
Emote, yeah. Emote, did I say emote? Anyway, I can't
You said
speak
emote, and it was
English.
really weird, so I just had to sneak that in
It's
there without
English
being
is not.
like, thick about it.
I know it's not obvious, but English is not my first language.
Really?
And no, I'm not. Yeah, and no, I'm not Swedish.
You're like
It's just,
no,
Sorry,
your English is really good.
come on, that's bullshit. Like,
No,
okay,
your English is really good.
You know,
You're picking up on
I
things
practice a lot.
that I don't pick up on my second language, which I won't talk about.
Your second language, really?
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
What's-
Anyway,
Okay.
Vulpine,
Okay.
get on Kickstarter or share it or retweet or tweet. We got a tweet you can retweet.
Just one? Like,
Like,
Just
oh,
one?
I mean, there's one for the community goal. We got a community goal going
No, but-
on. We get
but
125
seriously,
retweets.
even if you don't like survival games, I encourage you to check out Vulpine. It's definitely different. If you haven't played any, you can check it out. I think it may be up your alley. If you have played survival games, this is something that will feel like a breath of fresh air coming from someone who hasn't played a lot but have played like Ark, you know, Don't Starve, The Island, and I do feel a little bit jaded from all the first person ones, and I think Vulpine will be that type of game that feels different and refreshing, and something that finally something different, something new, you know, something new to the genre. When everybody's just piling on the same thing, Clockwork Giant is trying something different, and I know it can be polarizing. I like the idea. I think it's very interesting. It's definitely something that allows more freedom in terms of fuck it, we're just going to make, you know, animals with weapons on them. And if they do get to add Steam Workshop support, that I think that will be a big thing for anyone who wants to mess around and say, you know what, that's a crazy idea. Let's make it even more crazy. Let's bring it to the next level and make a freaking owl. I don't know. Make a freaking lightsaber. Make a freaking lightsaber and do that. And I don't know. I think that's no, but seriously, that those are the types of things that you can't really see in a lot of games. And if Vulpine will allow it, I think that can make for that alone can make for an incentive to buy the game. You know, if it has Steam Workshop. If not, just think about it. You're in a pack. You can have like 5 foxes just going and hunting. What other game can you do that? None, basically. None. Let's face it, none. So, if you don't like Battlefield 1, I'm kidding. No, but just think about what's going to come out in June, July 2017. Nothing.
Who even
You'll
knows?
be like jaded from. No, nothing. Just nothing. Let's say it's a dead month basically. There's nothing going to come. So you're going to have Vulpine all summer to play all summer. Just think about it. Like Call of Duty would be like on its third DLC, become boring. Battlefield will be again same thing. It's boring. It's the same shit, right? Titanfall 2 is going to be like Titanfall 1. So nobody else is going to play it by March, basically. It's like 4 or 5 months of gameplay and that's it. So you have Vulpine. So yeah, jokes aside, I really like it. I really hope you get to reach the goal. And well, I hope we can make an interview when you get closer to release.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks everyone for watching. Whoever sit through all this, I really was hoping for an hour and a half.
It's a little more than an hour and a half.
Yeah, I can't tell time right now. It's pretty late, but it's good. I think it's good. You know what? I hope I didn't, kept you too long, and because I can go rambling, and I'm rambling already. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go enjoy Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Everyone, if you like this interview or any other content that I put on the channel, like for example, other interviews, they're not a lot, but there are a few, and they're informative, I think. Live streams, gameplay videos, walkthroughs, all of that. Just click on the subscribe button because it would really help me a lot. And tell your friends because sharing is caring, and it will get me to PewDiePie level, and maybe you'll get to see me. You don't want that, but it's more
like,
content,
comment, and
definitely.
subscribe to Cryptic Hybrid.
Thank you. That's a full endorsement from Clockwork Giant.
Full
Thanks everyone
endorsement
for
from half of
watching.
Clockwork Giant.
Don't say half. Come on, that makes it like it's like full. It's full. It's like everybody's
the
on board.
co-founder of Clockwork Giant.
Oh, actually, that sounds really cool. Actually, co-founder. That sounds really nice. So thanks everyone for watching, and you know what? I'll see you on the next video, which is probably going to be tomorrow. Battlefield 1 live stream probably. I'm thinking it's still on. What the hell? Let's play. Let's see me get killed by snipers a lot. Thanks everyone for watching. Whew, and until the next time we see each other, have an awesome weekend.